everybody. Thank you for joining us on a very special day of Burnt Bagel. We actually have an announcement. We are going live. We're going to do Improv Bagel live on Saturday, so we kind of just did a private little rehearsal for that. Some great stuff, I just want to say. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry you missed it.
You missed it. It's going to be good. But if you're around Albuquerque, New Mexico, go to the... Am I allowed to plug it like this? Or they probably don't.
I'm not sure if this is considered public plugging.
I mean, it's a private channel, isn't it?
You cannot.
Okay.
You can event them to a private page that they will get. The
if you want a private invite message on there, I doubt anybody's going to, but fuck it. Anyway.
Also, you say like the cabin on the hill, which is like a legal way of getting around saying where the place is because it's a private club. So you can be like the cabin on the hill. And they're like, I know what you're talking about because I don't know.
That's so very strange that we have to do this.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you
it's
know
obnoxious.
Why?
It's a private club.
Why?
Because it's a private club that has a private liquor license. So there are very strict rules about having a private liquor license. You cannot publicly advertise.
But I mean, how did
Open Source
do that?
They had to do a lot of finagling as well. It was weird.
Anyway, I'm Phil. I'm your host. We got Dylan over here, co-host.
Hi.
And then we got Tito over there, your baguette.
Yep.
And then we got Wes, another baguette.
Hello.
You guys are like the double baguettes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes, and you guys are like the cheese and meat in between.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
I want to be the meat.
I'm a fan dad.
Oh, right. I mean,
vegan cheese.
The romaine
and Boca Burger.
Yeah, Boca Burger. Or black bean burger. Is that the same thing?
No, it's not at all. Boca Burgers are kind of lame.
Hey, some of them are pretty good. They have a quarter pounder now. It's actually pretty good.
Like, I get the idea of
Whopper.
a Boca Burger. It's just that, like, it's on some level, it's like it's missing the point, though, because you're trying not to eat meat.
Yeah, I agree.
You're eating a thing that tastes like meat.
Yeah.
So on some level, you're not fully committing to not having meat in your life. You know, it's like trying to have your cake and eat it too.
I think it depends on what angle you're looking at it from, you know.
I feel like that would be for more people who are like trying to transition into it and just don't know how to or something. I don't know. Like it feels like more, it's more like training wheels because I imagine you're not really like, if there was a vegan burger out there that tasted just like meat, you wouldn't really be 100% on board with that.
Yeah, I mean.
It bled too.
Yeah, that's a good.
It used to have a life and it used to be a cow too, but it's totally vegan now.
I feel like
wait, what?
Wait, is it like being born again, like born again vegan?
He was baptized in the
blood of zucchini juice.
I think we've brought this up before, but what are your feelings on lab grown meat? So nothing suffered.
Well, on lab grown meat.
Yes.
So the idea is that it started from somewhere. The like lab grown means that they
have grown from
that it came from something.
Right?
So the idea there, we actually haven't talked about this, but the idea though is that.
No, I mean like from a cell or something.
Yeah, but they're testing on animals to figure out which one is best. They're also like, I don't think they just take a piece of meat from a lamb and then use it. You know, they have to kill a lamb or
they just suck out a little muscle.
Well, they suck out a little muscle.
They suck out a little muscle cell and then they just copy it over.
It's still causing like harm to an animal that the animal is not agreeing to.
Okay, what if it's like it caused harm to one sheep 100 years ago, and now we all eat lab meat? Is it okay then?
There's still the idea that it's like that. There's some karmic thread that's connecting.
Oh, come on! None of that.
Get that out of there. What about you, Dylan, the real vegan? Do you find, since you don't believe in carbon credits or whatever he just said?
I don't know what he just said.
Karma credits.
Karma credits.
Because I think that would be totally fine. I think because there's no animal suffering, especially if it's like 100 years in the future and we're just all eating lab meat.
How do you feel about
it? Would be fine, right?
Yeah. Would you be okay with that one lamb? He was the sacrificial lamb.
No.
You wouldn't.
Absolutely not.
What happens if the lamb consented?
But why? What's the moral?
Somebody got hurt. Somebody got harmed. Somebody was innocently.
What if nothing got harmed? What if you just get a syringe, stick it into a sheep,
If you
And
are
then take out a
detaining
little
a
muscle.
lamb for the reason of taking its meat,
Excuse me there. I'm gonna jump into
Yeah,
a
but-
scene. Excuse me there, lamb.
It's nothing more than a mosquito bite. I mean, that's,
okay, Wes, the next time we want to get meat from you, I will stick you into a cage in a lab. I'll keep you there for a
you know,
long while.
I would be okay with that if that ended all of the factory farming and everyone just ate my copied meat. I would be okay with that.
I don't think you would do that personally.
I would do that.
Yeah?
Everyone
you
could
would?
eat my meat. Everyone could become. Everyone
So mature,
could become
everyone.
a cannibal and just eat my human meat
Yeah.
until the end
Or
of
like,
time.
what if they injected like some like weird growth hormone into your like shoulder and it turned into like a baby lamb, but it's you. Yeah,
It was coming out of him?
Yeah,
Out of his
but like
side?
you can control it, so technically your arm lamb.
Yeah, is that what you're trying to say, Wes? Is that what you're getting at, Wes?
Well, would you be okay
No,
with
but
that?
I'm serious.
If Wes
I would
was
do that.
okay with
I would
that.
do that.
So here's
With
the
arm
thing, though,
lamb.
is that like this is a theoretical, like hypothetical question, okay? But like you can't transfer that 100% into the real world. In the real world,
They're doing it.
there
You know what's
but
interesting?
here's the thing: it takes so much resources and money.
Yeah, but
okay?
that's with everything.
You know what's
new
interesting?
Yeah, but,
technology. It
like,
sucks
do
at
you
the beginning
really
and
think
then
there's
it gets
gonna
better.
They're gonna get to a point where it's a sustainable thing to
Sure.
create
Well, I
fake
think.
meat.
Well, what's the
Yeah.
point of doing
Why
it
wouldn't
if
they?
it's not to? Yeah, like why wouldn't they?
So
Why-
the most
Why
interesting...
wouldn't they like the end game to be like, hey, well, organically grown
Yeah.
meat or
It's
know,
actually
laboratory
easier
grown
to
meat.
grow it theoretically in a lab because it's not living out on a farm or whatever. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to trip and fall
It's
or
not
whatever.
like shitting
Okay.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's just like controlled
think
in
that
a
would-
vat.
But how much electricity? How much of like the other resources?
like that's ever stopped us before.
Well,
Well, I'm not saying that it won't,
Uh-huh.
but it's
if you just have a stationary piece of meat growing in a vat, that's much more energy efficient than like tube sucking milk out of a thing and all this other
Yeah.
crap that they have to do to keep farm things growing.
yeah,
but
Like
but
farm
farm
animals?
things like there's a cycle because they're part of the earth. Like
Sure,
a cow
you-
eats
there'd be
grass,
no-
it's
But
healthy,
then they'd
and then
be
it poops it back
free.
and it fertilizes it.
but you're
and
right.
everything.
But they'd be free. Now we just have this one tube of meat that we keep pulling from to create more meat.
But like
It'd be
How
how
like
much
bananas.
electricity does it take? How much like
Why are
other
you so worried
resources?
about electricity? I feel like the
Because-
benefits of not harming all those animals would outweigh any
Yeah,
amount
all
of
of the
electricity.
Theoretical thing, if we
CO2,
can get to-
methane, all
Yeah.
of that
If
would be
we- if we
eliminated.
can
In fact,
get
it
to
would
that.
end global warming.
If we can
you know
get
what?
to that
No,
point,
it would
amazing.
do a big
Yeah.
chunk
I
of.
It would
feel
take out a
dubious
lot of it.
that we can get there because we're always trying to figure out a way around the cons of anything. Like I shouldn't smoke, but I want to like have nicotine lozenges or whatever, still get it somewhere or somehow. Like I want to not drink, but I want to have like fake beer. But you're still
No, but
Right, I
meat
guess so,
is
yeah.
meat is
It just
arguably
feels-
healthy. It's healthy.
Yeah.
It just feels like if you don't want to eat meat, just don't eat meat.
But I mean, like, this could replace people who are eating meat, and like, let's say our food source is going to run out or anything like that. It's a much like I could eat meat and not feel bad about killing all those animals
What if
with
we
my
just
bare
like
hands.
used all that time and money and like invested it in like smarter agriculture so we could actually feed all of humanity as
But then
opposed to
we are
people who like were morally opposed to like eating meat but still wanted to eat meat. Like what a whiner.
Well, I think it's I think it's
theoretical
nice
person.
to be
Yeah.
able to strive for things that, although luxuries, basically.
I mean, it is very cool.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome. And
Do you
like
not want to live in the future? Is what we're asking. So you want to like take all that money and basically throw it into the dirt and like have this horrific rock try and produce grains and stuff. So we
I
can
mean,
chew
I
on
don't.
it.
No, that's the.
That's
best
basically what you're
analogy
saying.
you could have come up with.
So you're basically.
Do you have a feeling, Dylan?
I feel like he has a
feel
big
like
thing on this, and this is why he's not
we've been
saying
vegan
anything.
splaining.
Yeah.
the whole
Vegan
time.
splaining.
Yeah,
Look,
actually,
Dylan,
that is
shut
literally
up.
why I did this. It was like, yeah, you guys are explaining everything that I spent years and years thinking about and reading about and going to talks about. Hey, Bond, just to double check end user to make sure we're not blowing out the microphones because I have a feeling that we are.
Oh,
Anyways, what's the question?
Would you eat vegan? Would you eat
Did you
grown
just,
meat?
like,
Like,
shut-
let's say, like they did. Yeah, like what Wes said. There was
an
no way at all.
animal harmed during the process?
No.
No.
Do you
Like
think
at
that's
the
possible?
fill-in? Well, look at the fill-in West Farm. We did not. We just left like a little like one of those scrub brushes. So like how cats like will like rub their body on it and stuff like that to.
you
do that.
You built this meat
they're
off
like
of
tiny.
cat
Yeah,
hair.
we got
They're
it.
tiny
We got
little
a hair.
needles.
Cat
But yeah,
hair
we
DNA.
got one of the. No, it's a lamb. a little lamb DNA.
Yeah, we got some DNA.
So the most interesting part about all of this, or actually the most uninteresting part about all this, rather, is that this theoreticals always come up. The funniest one that I got was, what if a monkey went up to a cow and squeezed the udder of the cow, and then it collected the milk from that, and then the monkey willingly brought you the cup of milk. Then would you drink the milk? And I was like,
so different.
And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like they get wilder and wilder. Like your cat is now like is near the top. The idea though is that like living in the now, what do we have right now? What are you not stuck on an island?
Though.
Like
This is happening.
Stuck on
It's
an
not
island.
happening
Look
right
up-
now in a
look up-
sustainable way.
Look up Memphis Meats. They made a meatball. Doing this. They made a meatball.
Eat that
They
meatball.
grew a
But that's-
meatball, which is
it's
chopped up.
It's proving the concept, so it can
Yeah,
be
yeah.
replicated and then
Perfected.
supply and demanded enough that it can become cheap enough that we can mass market it and make it a thing that's really good.
And then all those lambs will be set free. Like, just think of it. We'll like go there together with
Yeah,
an
we'll
axe.
cut
we'll
a big
cut the
ribbon,
lock.
and then
Yeah.
all the lambs will be free.
They'll run
ribbon.
out.
We'll build them their own town.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll cut the ribbon.
You know what? Yeah, and we'll
And
have little
and one-
cars for them.
We'll give one lamb a
Little
top
cars.
hat, and he'll be the mayor.
Wouldn't that be worth it to save all those animals for
So-
one piece of hair that
Yeah.
was rubbed on willingly?
Was willingly rubbed on a bunch of test tube hair or whatever the fuck it's called, and then it saved billions of animals.
So, as Gary Francione, the abolitionist vegan, would say, if
Don't even know what he said.
I do know what he said. I'm just trying to collect
improvise.
my thoughts. It's been a while
Yeah.
since I've done this.
Also, because we touched on a lot of ideas while Dylan was just like sitting back. None of these people are vegan. Why are they talking amongst themselves?
Look,
Not
we
asking.
know
because
what's
I-
better for him than he does.
Yeah.
We've read an article. What were you saying though? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
What
Go
did
ahead.
Gary say?
The abolitionist.
Yeah, Gary Francione is an abolitionist vegan. The difference between an abolitionist vegan and a welfarist vegan is that abolitionist vegans are trying to are saying that in no way, shape, or form is being anything but vegan ethical, at least in regards to eating meat, eating or wearing leather, things of that nature. So whereas a welfarist vegan would say something like, well, you know, you could do this
Fair.
every once in a while, or here's an exception to the rule, or something like that. It's the same idea as to when abolitionism came about, regarding slavery and black
Like,
people.
any form of slavery is wrong. Full stop.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, as opposed to we'll build these little baby steps up to it. So
Yeah.
that's separating those two things.
Do you view yourself more as an
I'm
abolitionist?
absolutely an abolitionist vegan.
Absolutely.
Absolute abolitionist. Sam Grizzle on Twitch says global warming, pollution, water shortages, etc. How about we deal with a real problem, overpopulation? Instead, we want to bend over backwards to accommodate billions more people. Ridiculous.
Well, now, what aspect is the bending over backwards? Is it trying to like create fake meat?
I mean, there's a lot of people
is
working
that
on a
what
lot
you're
of
referring
different
to?
things too.
Thanks for joining
so-
us, by the way.
Hello. Wait, real quick. So let's say, are you one of these type of vegans? And I'm not.
Are you one of
Are
these
you one of
types?
these? Are you a what is it? A dumbed vegan? Or what did you say? A welfare vegan?
Oh,
There's,
welfare.
there's
What is it?
there's
I get my-
welfarists and there's abolitionists.
Are you
I
a
am an
welf-
abolitionist.
Well, okay, I don't know which one is that.
Uh,
I'm sorry. Just
abolitionist-
pure anything
an
but pure
abolitionist
Abolish
is
abolish humans.
no
yes.
form of
Okay.
eating meat.
So
It's like no form of
if-
slavery.
If a guy broke in here now and put a gun.
Oh, see, it's always another one. It's always another one.
Wait, but
I'm
I
just
don't
wondering,
understand if it's not like a conscious system, then what's the problem?
What do you mean conscious system?
Like
that
a brain
doesn't mean anything.
Like
okay.
hurting, or like if you're not physically hurting something, then what's
If
the
you are inflicting pain or killing,
yes, what if
any-
there's none of that? None of that.
But there can't be, is the point, because it's
Why
always
not?
Why
because
not?
it's
just
always-
explained
Yeah,
to you
we
a way
just
there
had
could
it.
be.
Yeah.
Could not
no.
be.
Here's
This is
middle
why-
of the road,
this is
Tito.
why you're wrong. No, I'm
know
not
he
being
does
middle
it,
of the
yeah,
road
yeah.
now.
he's actually taking the opposite
How is
side.
there any harm coming from?
Because here's the thing: you were saying hundreds of years after there was harm to a thing, then you're living fine. But you're
going
not,
back to the
because there
original.
was
You're
still-
going back to
okay,
the back
because there was still a
topic.
moment of harm.
Okay, but
And you
you're
can't get
going
away from
back
that.
to that.
After that, I said, what if we could
Yeah.
extract the DNA from a hair and make
But
us a
that's not how it-
replicating
But
cell?
that's yes,
That's
it
not-
is
It may
in this
it may be
realm.
unfathomable, but
Getting,
it's possible.
Getting to that point scientifically would require us to cause harm to living things.
How
that
do you
are
know?
willing to say yes or no.
Oh, so are you pro-abortion now, huh?
Wait, how do you know that? That's just that's not
know
true.
what the
Argument is for abortion.
I do.
So, just to be clear, inflicting pain, suffering, or killing something that is capable of feeling pain,
What if he
for
was
reasons
born a vegetable?
for reasons of amusement, pleasure, religion,
Gain.
yeah, it's all of those are in some sort to your benefit is unethical. That's exactly how I view it. And,
Sure, yeah,
and
I agree with
and
that.
yes,
Yeah.
but I don't. I believe that you agree with it, but you don't practice it. Is the difference? If that makes
Sure.
any sense. But I will
agree with
say, I think
had
I've
a burger.
it's got
it's honest. Yeah.
it's
I'm
got
I'm a piece of
it's
shit.
gotten to the point where I've had these questions so oftenly asked of me that I don't think I even want to participate in them anymore
You're just
because
like,
that
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
that isn't my goal or anybody that is an abolitionist's goal is to answer these hypotheticals. It is to get you on board with the idea that we have a problem on the table right now, and that let's work on that and not on this weird story that you are.
It's not weird. It's happening right now.
It is.
Yeah, but what about you, Wesley? What about you? Let's work on you.
He's not vegan.
Why
He
not?
doesn't have any problem.
Why can't we take it above me individually? Why can't we talk about these philosophical topics?
No,
Why can't we
no,
talk about the
no,
whole?
that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
Look,
it is a
but-
philosophical.
but-
Look, I agree that eating meat is wrong and it's bad.
And it's delicious
It's delicious, but
to me.
still, I understand that it's bad. Okay, there. That's out on the table.
On the
Yeah,
table.
But if there was a way to do it without harming a conscious system like an animal, or doing that, then I'd be all for that because I see nothing wrong with that.
Right, and I agree with that. That if there's a way of doing it,
Sure.
if there's a way of doing it, then on some level it's okay. But the reality sets in when you realize there is no realistic way of doing that.
How do you know that? What makes you what?
Where'd you get your
to
degree?
achieve that
From
point?
high
That's
school.
like you're like the
You're
person who
saying
said
it's
we
ha-
can't
you're
fly
saying it's
back
happening-
in 1800s.
Wait.
and
You're
then-
saying it's happening now, but I don't think you read it correctly because there's definitely no way that they didn't detain an animal and take its cells from it.
Well, not
they
yet.
Were,
So because they have been practicing this stuff on animals to perfect it to the point where it's
There
like
you
then
go.
all they need is that. That's why you're like, boo.
yeah,
Yeah, because
and
it's
which
still
is what
involved.
happened, which is what's happening right now. You're
Right.
talking about you're saying no, it's happening right now, but what's actually happening right now is that they are detaining animals and they're using them for our benefit. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'd have to look into it.
Sam
but-
Harris
I
became
promise you.
became a vegan because he was convinced by this argument.
I don't know who Sam Harris is.
I don't know if he
argument?
still is, but
Yeah, I'm not sure if he still is either.
but he
I
went
have
through a
heard
phase
that,
of
yeah.
like I cannot argue with the
No,
soundness
but he
of the logic.
promotes what I'm saying right now.
He's on Team West.
Okay.
So am I.
Well, I guess it's
He like
I,
Memphis meets thing.
I guess it comes down
Who
to
are we
like
talking about?
whether
Is-
you feel like oh you're a
Oh.
welfare vegan or vegetarian or like a abolitionist in that viewpoint. And an abolitionist like that there's no room for that because you shouldn't be involved in personal gain from animals full stop.
Yeah,
So it
period.
doesn't matter if you can do that or not. You shouldn't be there.
What if the animal invited us in?
Well, I'd
They're
fuck it.
very nice animals out there. They're very inviting. Like my dog, whenever I come in, is very like
Jane
greeting.
Goodall.
Will roll on the floor so I can pet her belly. Like what if that was her way of saying yes, have some of my meat?
Like,
That's
well,
for
then, well,
stem
then,
cells.
then
Yeah.
I
Wait.
would know: is the dog like off? Are they asking me for sex or for like?
you saying-
Well, that's
Are
the
you
problem
saying
you
we can't-
have. I know what my problem.
Are
is.
you saying we can't use animals in any way to benefit us because it's using the animal?
Correct. I'm
But
saying
that's
that.
so. If
Right.
we did that, we would have like no
We would have nothing.
vaccines, or we use animals for
My
everything to
makeup
help
would be
us.
terrible.
I think
You know?
a great
My
example
makeup
is
would be horrible.
of the symbiotic relationship with dogs that we have, because they started out as wolves, and as like we help them, we use them, they use us. They get
It was
food
a
from
mutual,
us.
yeah.
Sure,
We
but
get
if
protection from them.
didn't use animals,
So I
we
get-
would,
I get
we
it.
would
Wait,
be
that's a different
way
story,
far,
though.
much
It
more
seems
behind than we are now.
because that's more symbiotic in nature.
Yeah, I think it's a passive symbiotic relationship. The idea though is that we're autonomous and now they are completely
Dogs.
the opposite of autonomous. In other words, they cannot live without us
Yeah.
anymore because of how they've been bred and because of their lifestyle now. In other words, you send a dog into the wild, they're probably going to die.
So how do you feel about that? Like,
Okay,
is that,
like
is that-
pets,
dogs?
things like
Yeah.
that.
I
No,
guess
I
I
don't hate dogs.
So dog hater.
Skewer them.
Yeah, yeah.
Monster Mishi, you guys should do an improv puppet show. Yeah, that's the reason we actually have these puppets. And there's another one
Is
over
that my
there.
sister? That is.
Oh, was that Kendra? You know Kendra? Do you know Kendra? Does she know
does
Kendra?
not know Kendra.
Okay, so Kendra and I, she might just from watching Color Circuit stuff, maybe. I don't know. Anyways,
Maybe.
Kendra and I,
Kendra hasn't been on a lot.
we were originally not on Bagel.
No, a lot. She hasn't been on Bagel or the Screen Source is the other one that she'll watch.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay,
if
yeah.
watched
She's not
the
a
other
Screen
ones.
Source either. She sometimes produces Screen Source. Anyways, Kendra and I, we started doing a puppet. We started working together to do a puppet comedy show, and then it actually ended up turning into Color Circuit,
Pretty
which
much this,
has
yeah.
0 puppets. But yeah, if you actually want to like know how I feel about pets, we can go into that. But
Sure.
yeah.
I'm
I just wanna
curious
know.
if
Go
you
ahead.
have some detailed thoughts about it.
Yes.
If it's a bird, I swear to God, I hate birds. I hate people who capture birds. It's like, let them go. They won't shut the fuck up. They just like
Oh, wait.
beep and everything. This
Don't
is
let
mainly
'em-
my problem.
Don't let them go for their benefit.
No,
Let them go
because
for
they are
my
bugging
benefit.
me. And they can be free.
Reun SWAT, did you hear the news? I have a feeling whatever you type next might be problematic.
What happened with the news? Like,
Wait,
there's
real
another-
quick, let's
the
go
news
back to
the news died today.
So you hate pets, or you?
You're such an asshole.
Sorry, go ahead. How do you feel about pets?
Mario has nipples confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I did hear about that. How do you feel about it,
has
right,
nipples.
Reun? I'm
How
actually
do you feel about
okay with
birds with nipples?
that. Birds with nipples. That would make you uncomfortable. Okay, so as far as pets are concerned,
Yeah.
again, they are no longer a Wes and Tito talk with their hands. Everything would make what they're saying so much better if they had socks on their heads.
Wait,
what doesn't make any
This
sense.
is why. Yeah. Veganism rules.
Get past the baby.
So how do you feel about pets?
If they are a rescue,
Mm-hmm.
then I think it's okay. But you guys know what puppy mills are?
Yeah.
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 It's like
It's basically like Quaker Oats, but for dogs.
Quaker Oats for dogs.
Quaker
Yep, you got it.
Puppy bills. Anyway, so they basically, as long as they are in need of help, like you don't just like, if a cat's walking around and you open the door and he doesn't come in, that means it's not yours. That means he belongs to the wild.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm confused about the whole
So
thing.
actually, I was I did volunteer for a little bit at a animal shelter.
Really?
And there is an interesting thing about cats that apparently some cats they're actually better off feral.
Uh-huh.
Like they
can
actually
see that.
form feral environments.
Yeah.
Whereas
are
other
very
ones
adaptable.
they
Yeah.
some cats have no
Yeah.
are not adaptable. In which
Yeah.
case,
my cat
yes.
now definitely would not last a day out in the wild, but I've had cats. Yeah, that's definitely they're better off out there. They're just here to like eat the food that I left,
Right.
and drink the water.
Well, another thing
nap.
about feral cats too, or at least feral cat, like in groups of feral cats, like they're pretty good at like finding a place and figuring out what they and figuring out what they need as far as like each other and the group and like
Yeah.
space and things like that. But the problem is like the food and water. So sometimes people like actual like animal shelters will
Yeah, yeah.
just bring food and water.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's
Just,
really
like,
all
put
they
it there.
need.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
and they'll
so,
take care of themselves.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Cool.
Are you guys tired of all this talk? Because I could talk about it for like,
I
years.
am frankly I'm a little fascinated by it. What's up?
Well, I just don't agree with we shouldn't use animals in any way for our benefit because
Okay, sure,
that
yeah.
would mean a lot of people would die because we put flu viruses into eggs and stuff, and those are used every year to prevent flus, and a lot of
Yes.
people die from the flu who
Right,
don't
right.
get those shots. So
I-
it's like I don't know. Do you value a chicken more or a human being?
I feel like this is a really good question because you are a big
Vegan.
You're
I'm a big vegan.
You're an abolitionist vegan,
fat vegan.
but you're also a very
Scientific
you're
person.
a very scientific
Yes,
person.
yes, my background
And
is
there
in science.
and a lot of scientific advancements have come off the backs of testing and so forth.
Yes, and the opposite
so-
too has happened. For
Okay.
instance,
Where animals
when
test on us.
not what I was going
Horses,
for,
just,
but like
pulling
for the
my hair.
longest time, for instance, there were for the longest time, for instance, there were scientists that were saying that like if you smoke, you're not going to die. It does not cause things like lung cancer. And they were doing testing that was actually bad testing, and they were using mice and things like that. In other words, we were getting results that showed otherwise. It isn't always science isn't a pure thing. It is.
It's a messy thing.
It's very messy, yes. And so, as far as this question goes, though,
this
again, it does. For me, it doesn't conflict.
Right. Well, that's why you study rocks, right? And not.
Well, you're talking about like.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about like the.
Yeah, we're talking about two different things.
Sorry,
I'm talking about.
You finish and
I'm talking about.
I'll be over
It
here.
does kind of feel like a way that you think will insult a scientist. Like, you study rocks.
That's actually a joke in Big Bang Theory. They're like, he's a geologist. He's not really a scientist.
Oh
He
shit!
just looks at rocks.
He just looks at rocks.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish your thought.
I do something called stable isotope geochemistry. So I don't find it to be. When somebody's bagging on geology, I'm like, okay, tell me what stable isotope geochemistry is, and they usually just give me a look.
I know.
Anyways, what is it?
It's what Dylan does.
To answer your question, though, again, if it is for our pleasure, amusement, convenience, culture, religion, anything of that nature, I don't think it is okay for us to use them for our advantage. So again, things like bees, honey. There are flu shots that don't have egg in them, for instance. Yeah, there are some like.
I can't think of examples right now.
Sure.
But I am sure we could agree that there are many things that are make life convenient that we use in our daily basis that have been created because it involves some sort of experimentation or exploitation on animals.
Again.
And yet you probably take part in those things as well.
You're probably right.
When there's probably no way to 100%
Yes,
get
absolutely.
away from it.
When I drive a car, I'm probably running over some bugs, or I probably run into a bird or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's this, and so you take part in those things. You still hold an abolitionist view for no further advancement through the use of animals. We cut to 100 years in the future, and the same person could have that same abolitionist view of animal use, but they'd be eating like a bunch of fake meat.
Potentially, yeah. But I do think
there. It's an interesting wrinkle.
You mentioned it earlier, though. I think that it is problematic, though, eating meat as a vegan or eating
just
fake
a simple
meat as a
act
vegan.
of like you should.
Yes.
If you're doing it for ethical and moral reasons, you shouldn't be eating something that tastes like meat but isn't meat, because on some level you are lying to yourself because you know that.
Not only that, but it's also like how others perceive it too. So, for instance, if you're vegan and you're wearing like faux leather products, it looks like you're wearing leather products, right? And then people are like, "That's cute. I want to get that. Where'd you get that?" You know, something like that.
But that might even you could
correlation.
switch it and be like, "This is actually faux leather," and they're like, "Wow, I want to buy that instead of this leather."
So you want to,
but
here's
then you're promoting the.
You're right, but the idea that the idea is like, hey, I'm wearing something that looks like animal skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So, like, because they disagree with you, are going to call them.
But it's not.
Are you going to call him a Nazi?
Oh, Wesley was a Nazi way before all this.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Tito, don't you pass
Bill,
the buck.
if you can just get across, like, you could just say, "Oh, it's not leather," and then there you go. It's fine.
No, I understand, and it works on an individual level. But I think we're talking about like
the bigger
what it
picture
says
here
about the group as a whole.
Yes.
Because when you get into a big thing, subtlety like that is lost. Like that's the problem with like ironic joking or sarcasm or something. Is you can be like, "I love Nazis," and you guys know that I'm joking. But if like a bunch of outside people view me,
Wait,
like,
you?
Oh, he loves Nazis.
Oh,
No, I think
Tito's
that's the
not
problem
joking,
with. I think
but-
that's the problem with the outside people.
Tito is not
I think
joking.
people need to
it's
be.
a problem with the outside people, but that's the reality of it. That's what's going to happen. And so you can't ignore the reality that if you're wearing fake leather, you're still promoting
Leather.
culture of exploiting animals.
Or
But what if you're into-
or you're saying no, this is not real leather. Let's be nice to animals.
No,
there you go.
Yeah. Explain that orange shirt.
That's the message you could be sending to
Yeah.
society.
That's what I-
Why don't you
But-
send that
but that's
message?
what
How
I'm
are they
saying.
going to know it's fake leather?
He's
They
gonna
can ask-
tell
and
them.
you can tell
Yeah,
them.
but most of the people that saw you in that shirt today did not ask you where that shirt was from or got made or anything like that. And that's
Probably, most
not
people
yet.
don't care. Probably.
That's the
exactly
problem.
That is the
That's
problem.
the point.
Most people don't care. So the
Wes,
idea
where did
is-
you get that
But
shirt?
if they
I
started
care.
caring, they'd start asking the questions.
Yes, but they don't care. So how do we get them to care? We don't get them to care by wearing fake leather. Does that make sense? Does that not make any sense?
Sure, you
Did
could
I
make
just
them
throw
care.
into a logic corner?
I think
Did I just
make
throw
them
into
care.
a logic corner?
I think
I feel like it.
you could make them care by doing that. Yeah, a lot of people are different.
What do you do?
Everyone's
You walk
different.
up to people and say, "Hey, this is what I'm wearing today."
100%
Or
vegan.
you know, if people are interested, they would be like, "Wow, that's amazing what that guy's wearing. I want something
those
like that."
boots.
And then they might ask you, I don't know, but
I feel like you guys are.
This is a very
know.
hopeful view of humanity. I
It
would
is very
say.
hopeful.
I-
That's the
yeah, I'm
idea
an
is that-
optimist.
yeah. And it's good to be an optimist, but how do we
realist.
How do we propose it though is the question here, right?
In
How
an
do I
essay.
propose veganism? Do I propose veganism by bringing fake burgers to a barbecue? Do I propose veganism by wearing leather boots and a leather jacket every day, faux leather? You know, like
I think it would work better if you brought, lab-grown meat. People would eat that.
That's
That
true.
would
I mean,
work,
yeah.
right?
If
Right
you
there.
know, if I
No
swap
animals
that,
in
yeah,
I mean,
I
Hello,
agree with that
Carbine.
one. Hi.
I mean, at that point, just get a Boca burger.
No one knows what that is.
Is that black bean?
No, it's a Boca burger.
Yeah, but it
A
doesn't.
black bean
It doesn't
burger's-
taste as
No,
much as meat as
Meat does. That's the point of not eating meat. Is that you're not eating meat.
Yeah, but if there could be a way to do it without harming animals,
Well,
it'd
well,
be
so-
cool.
Look,
I
it
will
could
say this.
inform people, like, let's
Yeah.
say, who eat it, and they're like, you know what? I didn't know vegan food tastes that good. You know, I'm going to go to my local co-op, and I am going to shop only there.
that actually happens all the time with like
does.
food that I make here. Is people say like, "Wow, I didn't know
Going to
vegan
that-
food.
yeah.
Vegan food
See?
tasted that
so
good."
you
Yeah, yeah.
guys need to stop being
And it's
so
not necessarily
pessimistic.
faux food either. Like it could just be like regular food that I'm
Yeah.
making with beans and rice or whatever.
I know that my mother is a vegetarian, and I was.
Do you scoff at vegetarians by chance? Or are you just like...
I don't scoff at anybody
Oh, okay.
generally,
Uh-huh.
but
But if you
but they are
do, it would be-
in no way the same camp as
Vegans.
abolitionist vegans.
So you
I
call them,
actually
like, posers.
I actually don't agree with welfarist vegans on any. I think welfarist vegans are more or less the same thing as a vegetarian. Is it more or less the same thing as an omnivore?
They might as well be an omnivore. It's pieces of shit. Am I right? Fuck those guys.
God damn it!
He's so much fun.
They might as well be Nazis. Am I right? Am I right, Tito?
Thank you, Extreme Dylan. Thank you, Dylan, without a leash.
I know that my mother is a vegetarian. I don't know if she might be a vegan now. But I know
Vegetarian.
that for her.
But it is a good
she's
question because yes, I'm not on
she's
the
a
same,
spiritual
Right,
person.
right,
in the same area as them.
She's a spiritual person, and so she, like, a lot of her views come from, like, it is morally wrong. It is ethically wrong,
But what
and
did-
so on.
she didn't ask the cheese.
To eat
Yeah.
animal products. So to kind of like fake my way through it, if I am quiet and I listen to myself, I know that I'm on some level like deceiving some part of myself. Like, this is okay. Like, she won't, even though she doesn't buy meat or she won't eat it. Like, we went shopping, and I wanted to buy some chicken, and she's like, "I can't buy you that chicken." I was like, "You can buy. I'll buy you this other food.
She
So I
did
offered you
ask her
food,
broke.
but I won't buy you the chicken. You can buy the chicken. I'll buy you these vegetables." And I was like, "I get it, okay," because she wanted to be karmically clean about it. And I think that even if you disagree with whether karma exists or not, a lot of people feel that way, and that's the argument for just not eating things that pretend to be meat.
I'm kind of lost. Like,
Okay.
So what?
You
went off on a way different tangent, but I thought we were talking about vegetarians versus vegans.
Let
but,
me
What?
Can
clear
you
something
sum
up.
it up?
Let me clear
Is
something
anybody
else.
listening anymore?
Let me clear something
Hello?
up. Karma doesn't exist.
Sure, it doesn't.
See? You piece
Okay.
of shit.
You piece of shit.
You piece of shit vegetarian.
You fucking
Hey, might as well
animal.
go. Yeah.
You keep the change.
You
Filthy animal. I've never seen that movie, but I've seen the movie.
Wait, but
I-
see, by
I
saying
love
that,
that
by
quote.
saying filthy animal, aren't you promoting the fact that all animals are dirty?
yes, I
Motherfucker.
Like,
I knew it.
know-
This
I-
asshole is fake.
I-
he's a welfare. He's
That-
a welfare.
I
bitch.
absolutely agree with that point,
Really?
though. Honestly, yeah, like when you say like, "Oh,
That's,
you're a chicken," or
Yeah, yeah.
"You're or bullshit," or whatever, anything related to animals.
Do you? I mean, do you?
No, that's just factual.
Yeah, no, but think about it
promotes-
though.
yeah.
Like no. Just think about like where a lot of our expressions come. They come from sexism. They come from racism. And they
Right.
come from speciesism.
So you think
I have not
to call
heard
somebody
species
bullshit is just on par with calling somebody the N-word?
I would not say that.
I'm just wondering.
Phil, Jesus.
I'm just wondering, where does your loyalty lie?
Where does your loyalty lie? Yeah, I guess
humans
if you
or
say
them?
if you
Or
say it's
that
not on
chicken
the
shit
same
bull
level,
animal.
then
Yeah.
you are placing humans above
But
animals.
people,
And that's
but look,
wrong.
but people do.
But I do
like,
think
do
I do
stuff
take
like that.
issue though when people rank things like bad things. I think there is a problem with doing that.
With
I'm not
ranking
saying.
bad
I'm not
things.
saying. Oh, I'm sorry. When they like ranking evils, for instance.
Okay.
Does that make
Like-
any sense?
Well,
Like,
top has to be Hitler, right?
Sure.
Can we all agree on that?
y-
Okay, cool.
Yeah, top has to be Hitler. Right?
Way up there.
Oh, fun.
Tito?
I wouldn't agree with that.
Okay. But I'm sorry. What were you saying, though? It sounded like a really
I don't
good
know,
point,
man.
though.
You're saying some evils, all evils are the
good.
same?
I'm not saying
equal?
they're the same, but I think it's problematic to rank evils because it leads us into ignoring the fact that there is an evil that's being done. Does that make any sense?
No.
So, for instance,
I can bring up a counter, for instance.
go ahead, bring up a counter, for instance.
Go for it.
That-
You've been doing so many flip-flops, you should join the fucking circus. Tito has been doing so many
I
fucking
should join-
backflips.
I
Like,
should-
1 minute
I
he's
should
on
join
Wes and
Payless.
I side, the next minute he's on my side, the next minute he's on some weird rap.
I didn't know you
and
were.
then he's on...
I didn't know you were
I
on
like
a
just
side film. I
delving.
thought you were just
I'm
throwing
just being
in
an
riffs.
instigator,
I
really.
just like
yeah.
delving.
Yeah.
I'm doing this earnestly. You're just being an asshole to everybody.
Yeah.
What do you want? I mean, like, if you want to know... Yeah, what do you want? My real opinion? You know the last time that I cried was during Gremlins. You ever cried during Gremlins? You ever see that movie Beethoven? Oh, that movie made me cry.
Hey, you guys
Hey,
ever
when the
like
dog died.
try to get ice cream from the ice cream truck and they don't? You just keep driving.
I
I
got
got
my
the
Rocky
soggy bread.
Pops.
Hey, I got the soggy
Oh, wait,
bread.
what's your name again?
Cassidy.
Cassidy.
Cassidy. That's right. Yo, Cassidy. Hey.
Cassidy.
Let's do,
Cut to...
let's do
Sorry,
all
guys.
of the improv we did an hour ago, like really poorly.
Yeah. Now that we can fine tune it. So, if you were to do an improv scene and I come out as a dog, does that offend you? You're just like, Phil, first of all, you're mocking that precious dog.
Stop shaking that at me.
Stop
No.
shaking that ass at me. I'm not going to have sex with you, dog.
Nate Dogg.
I
You come out as Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
I-
I'm just wondering. I mean, and
I
honestly, it does sound like a dick thing, but like, just
I
learning
will-
more about how your views on it. It's like it
Wait,
doesn't
what
seem like
sounds like
that
a
so
dick
far.
thing?
Like me saying, like, if I was a dog on stage, no, like in a genuine way. Like, does
Nothing
that kind
you've
of
said
like,
tonight has been genuine.
It's this one is genuine. This
so it's
one is
really
genuine.
hard to take you genuinely.
This one is 100%
If you
serious.
came
Like,
out
does
on
that sort
stage
of
as
thing?
a dog, it would not bother
Okay.
me.
Like, even though like I'm kind of making fun of dogs, I'm like, look, I'm pissing on the floor like an idiot.
No.
You're making fun of yourself.
No, you know what bothers me is that you eat meat. It is
Okay.
it's not you pretending to be a dog pissing on the floor.
So,
Because guess what? Dogs do that.
But what if? Never mind.
Yeah.
So if I did a
There are
scene
real
in
issues to
which
be
I
had.
am grilling burgers, but
Uh-huh.
I don't specify if they're vegan or not. Do you
I have a question.
automatically? I'm like,
I have a
this is
question.
vegan
Have you not done improv with me for the last year and a half? Literally, it's been over a year that I've been doing
know.
improv with you.
I just don't
you
know
don't
if there's
remember
like.
any
I
scenes.
just don't know if there's like some moral thing in you that's like, I fucking hate.
Have you ever had Dylan pull you
always-
aside and was like, "Hey, I just want you to know, like that move where you like
yeah.
sold me some meat in that scene, I was a fit."
I'm just wondering because
Slap.
like maybe he's just like, you know what?
Oh, you think I'm just being
bless them
quiet
for not
about it?
they do
Oh.
not know.
For
Yeah,
bless
yeah.
them. This is great.
Yeah.
This is so good.
If he's like secretly
Nobody else thinks it's
judging.
good.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like okay.
Has everybody
Wait, my
left?
sister actually had another topic. It's like, well, I kind of shut down this idea, but she's like, "What's the most passive aggressive thing you've ever done to somebody?" Or something
shut
like
her
that.
down without telling her no
Well,
to that
I was
question.
just like, I don't want to get into something like that, but it was something that's like, what's the worst backhanded compliment you could give somebody? And I was like, I've probably said that
I
to
don't
be honest.
know. Scott had one that he told me the other day. I don't
To
want to.
you?
Yeah, he had one that. No.
Oh, I was just like,
no,
what
no,
a
no, no,
dick.
no, no, no. That he like that he did in 4th grade or something, and I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to. I'm just gonna butcher it, but it's something like. Oh no, I can't even. I don't remember it honestly. So is there a better rewording for the question? Something like. What's the mean? Have we done this? Like, what's the meanest thing you've said to somebody? I think we did that on
Meanest
circuit
thing.
board.
Might have.
I remember.
I did it on circuit board.
I remember a moment that I'm not going to talk about on.
Yeah, I
Like,
kind
the
of don't want to
meanest
talk
thing-
about
yeah.
mine too because like even everybody, like even all my friends are like, that was horrible,
You guys have done
Phil."
things that mean
Yes.
that you won't even repeat it.
Not
ki-
with
they
the
killed the
not
person.
with the camera on.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I got to sell a show this Friday. Friday, come see the Hive at
right.
whatever 30.
No, I asked what is the most backhanded compliment you can give somebody. Oh,
What
just
is the most
not
backhanded
what have
compliment?
you. So what's the most backhanded compliment you could give somebody?
I love you
Like right now.
and not mean it. That's the one. That's the one.
That's something Elena should do.
Because
Should
then
be
because then
worried
you're
about.
then you're really like crushing them on like the deepest level you
wait,
can.
wait, but they don't know that though. Backhanded
No.
is like it's. I feel like backhanded, like you kind of know. No?
You
Is
know
that
in the
true?
moment. You're
You
like,
kinda know
I
in the-
love you so much, and then like you build them up, and then you crush them.
No, but the other person kind of knows. The receiver kind of knows. No? Yeah, the receiver knows when they're receiving a backhanded compliment.
Not always.
Yeah, I think that's what the point of a backhanded compliment. No?
I mean,
Well,
like,
you guys have had
it
enough
just
time to
depends
think
on
of
the
an answer.
person too, because there are a lot of people who I would give backhanded
Oh, and
compliments
they're
to
just
people,
dumb.
and it flies right over their heads. So
And
like,
you
I
get
Do
don't
to-
you
regard it.
not think though that they just ignored you? 'Cause
They
that's
might.
possible,
After
yeah.
a while, I think they do
they
ignore
learn
me
to
because
ignore
it's like
you.
everyone around them is laughing except for them. So I think they kind of.
I did this the other because everybody fills around and laughs. Backhanded compliment. Or I love how you can just wear anything. Or like, wait, it's like calling someone a butterface. Or like, I love how you can just wear anything.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. I was trying to
I feel
think
like
of an
my
example.
sister said both of them.
That's really good. I don't think butterface is backhanded. That's pretty
That
forehand.
would be
That's
different,
pretty
yeah.
forward. That's a forehand.
Your face
yeah.
is a butt. That's not what it means.
That's
but-
not what it means. Yeah,
No, no.
But it's,
I
I like to think that.
So the,
Everything's good, Butterface.
Hugh Turn is here. Scott, wow, Jenny, you can't tell you're a size 9. You can't tell.
you're a size 9 in that dress.
Is that what you said, Scott? That's Scott, by the way. Hugh Turn. Yeah, he said. Yeah, like, give us context for that quote because I remember you said something crazy. Anyways, I had a friend that like we were eating breakfast. There was a bunch of us at a table, and she like accidentally flipped like the spoon or something into her face, and then she knew she had something on her face, and she turned to us, and then her friend called her Butterface because she literally got a piece of butter
You stick a
thrown
butter on
onto her
her
face.
face.
That's
it was
perfect.
it was the
Nice.
best. Yeah,
That's
it was really
perfect.
cool.
I can't think of like the meanest thing that I could say because I'm a nice person. But I can think of mistaking a woman's pregnancy.
Oh
Wait, what?
She
How
was
does
a
that
fr-
have to do with what's going on?
no, what you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I
Because
know
this,
it? Face me.
cause this
I feel
happened
like I
to
know
my
it too,
sister-in-law has
Wha-
the same
wha-
exact story.
Well, it's the idea of like you're saying one thing but like a different thing means another. So like, I can't. Think
I
of
got
that.
what you're saying.
But I
Okay.
do remember like thinking a woman was pregnant and she
Right.
was not pregnant.
you told
Or
her.
a
You
woman.
asked her.
Yeah.
No, I didn't ask
Oh.
her. I just said like how
you
like
told
far
her.
along or like
Yeah,
how
yeah,
long
yeah.
have you been pregnant or
Okay, I
whatever.
got what you're saying
Because
now. Yeah,
like
yeah.
I looked at her like this is in Capoeira and like I didn't really know her but like she had. I remember thinking like either she drank an entire brewery or she's pregnant because there's a very specific like pregnant look where
Right.
like you were like doing good everywhere but right here
Just the bottom.
just
yeah.
just this
Yeah.
and
I
turns
just
out
don't
she-
even ask.
Yeah,
She-
after that I don't.
she
'Cause
drank an entire
Turns out
brewery.
she drank an entire brewery. Because
Awesome.
she was like, "I'm not pregnant." And I was like, and I didn't know what to do.
What did you do? What did
Yeah.
you do?
So like, this is
You didn't
See, this is
apologize
why-
profusely. That should have been your move. Just want to tell you right now. You should have apologized.
I know
profusely.
the dilemma too of like maybe if I just don't say anything, we'll just let that one fly right by.
No, what I did
Uh-huh.
is like this
offered her beer.
This is why like I'm not
Do you wanna be
terrible at
pregnant?
improv because like do you want to be pregnant?
I thought that was your
That's his
fucking
save.
pickup line. Yeah.
He turns around and
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
like, "Fuck yeah, I did it."
So are you
Fucking
pregnant?
nailed it.
What? Would you like to be?
Bam. No, because I was
get
like,
laid.
how do I yes and this situation?
Uh-huh.
And so I instantly stuck out my belly to make it myself look as pregnant as possible.
See, I don't
And
even.
she was like,
geez.
"What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well,
sounds like you
I
made it
guess
worse.
Someone here has
Yeah.
to be pregnant."
What?
9 times
What
out of
is your
10.
wrong in your head?
What is wrong?
That is nuts.
See,
That's
that's
the
why like
dumbest response.
I don't really like.
Wait. He's called her fat to her face, and then he stuck out his belly because he thought that would fix
Yeah,
it.
to mock her essentially. So essentially, it's like this is what you should look like, you fat fuck. Drink some more beer.
Cry.
Well, like
Okay.
I didn't know her that much, but I'd made her laugh a bunch. So I was just like, I'm in like a mood. Let's do this, and it was really awful. But I did apologize. But you're like, whatever.
Okay, you apologize.
Well, see, like
Scott,
this is
Scott
why, like,
said the 4th grade thing is I told a girl she was probably adopted. I can't remember a time I gave a backhanded compliment though. Okay, yeah, that's not backhanded. That's pretty forehand.
No, like in retail, like you deal with a lot of people, and seen other like associates and stuff like, oh, so how long have you two been dating? And it's like, this is my daughter, ma'am. She's 13. She doesn't even look. And it's like watching them trying to wiggle out of that situation. So I just don't even bring it up at all.
Oh yeah.
So Phil and I are huge fans of I've said it 100 times. Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
This is the kind of things that they tell them in their earpieces. You need to tell that girl.
This
Yeah.
is super
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Oh my god! And they just like they're like they'll sit there sometimes and they're like, I don't know that I can say that, but they're saying know that they're saying that in their head, but they don't like sometimes they can't do it and they just back out.
Yeah.
Like
What was the one,
what's
Michelle, you
thing
probably
where they didn't
remember,
say anything, or it was too much.
What was the one Brian did? Or he was talking about.
Oh, by the way, I finished the podcast.
Did you really?
God damn it! It took me like 3 days because
Really?
it's 3
It's very
hours.
long. Yeah, it's very long. But what'd you think of it?
It was pretty good. It's kind of what I
Tell 'em,
remember
Steve.
about listening to telling
Really?
Steve Dave. Yeah, I mean, I told you I listened to it like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I listened to a handful of
that
episodes.
show.
I literally remember like where I was last time I listened to it.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of weird. But yeah, listening to this one, like I don't know, it's interesting. It's not like super funny, which is always what I'm expecting. So I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
give up,
Oh,
give
yeah, I
like
mean,
the
yeah,
expectations sometimes is a
Yeah.
problem. But I do want to get into it where Quinn is a regular.
Oh, okay.
Because-
oh yeah, that's when he was still a little bit.
Because I've never
there's
listened to an
probably-
episode where he's been a regular, and
Okay.
Quinn's my. I love
I'll look
Quinn.
for what. There's a few of them where they lost the podcast awards to Joe Rogan, of course, and so they gathered all the most boring topics they could come up
Oh,
with,
that's awesome.
and they try to make them interesting, and it's just so funny. Like they're so
Wait,
stupid.
that's what Tom
Send
Steve
me that
does?
one.
That's what they did.
That's
yeah,
what they
I'll,
did for, like,
I
one
think it's
episode.
Borefest. Michelle, let me know.
So
if
tell him,
that's-
sounds-
Steve
that sounds
Dave.
pretty
You know
great.
what that is?
Yeah.
I know about Tom Steve Dave.
Okay.
I was listening to like Smodcast.
I feel like most people
like
because that's how I got into it.
Like
into
Smodcast,
podcasts.
like network stuff.
well, no, but
It was just when it was
just
Smodcast.
Smodcast.
Oh, got it,
like,
got it,
and
got it.
this is when it was at like fucking like 20 episodes.
Yeah.
Like I was on that shit then. I was on what the fuck was Mark Maron when it was at that 8
No.
episodes. Okay.
Damn.
Been
I
around
got
for a
into that
bit.
one. I remember the episode. It was Robin Williams. I saw Robin Williams. Listened to the Robin Williams episode. That was so good. So
I
I
remember
will
listening
say,
to the
I know
Caroline
you, I know
Ray
you said that
episode.
it's like podcasting me intimidating to you because sometimes there's so many
there is
episodes.
like
a
a
lot.
zillion. Yeah.
Just ask for like if there's something that you're interested in, or like ask Reddit or ask us or whatever. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
find like give an episode so you can get a taste of what it's
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
And then if
I
you
know I
want to
need
go,
to do
because
that.
most podcasts they're not serialized.
Yeah, yeah,
It really
yeah.
doesn't matter where you.
Yeah,
start.
just,
so
like,
it's like
jump
so
into
the
it,
best
yeah.
way is Reddit. What's the best first episode
hair.
for
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, check out these. Like, great. Okay, now I like
The
Joe Rogan.
Nerdist.
Right.
Michelle, why do you hate the Nerdist again?
What?
If you're still there,
Because
she doesn't
Chris
hate it
Hardwick is
like
like,
the Nerdist.
oh god,
Wait, what
I
is
think
she-
that might be it.
I'm over 40 years old and I still have this energy.
Oh, she means just the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so because she used to really listen to it a lot, and I think it might have just been that.
I was gonna
too,
say
of
the
just,
Nerdist
like-
Network is fucking
has
annoying.
a
It's
lot,
not
right?
just the podcast. They have a ton of television
Zillion.
shows, a ton of short.
Yeah, they've been doing
like,
a bunch of
Jesus
shit.
Christ, yeah.
I mean,
I've
Color
never-
Circuit's kind of lagging right now. I'm like,
I mean,
where
Chris
is-
Hardwick is in
where
that
is-
picture. I covered it with Ghost Court, but I mean, Chris Hardwick's one of the reasons I even started Color
I've-
Circuit.
Really?
I enjoy the Nerdist interviews, like when he talks to Paul McCartney.
Chris Hardwick is not the worst.
No,
And
no.
he's
Who
the
is
worst.
Though
Oh, he
I've
is the
never,
worst, though.
like every time it's like it's a hostful episode where it's just the host talking. I'm just like so turned off
Not into
because
hostful?
I want to hear like Chris's happy, effervescent, loose personality disarm an interviewee and get like a cool story from them. Like
Because that is
uh,
what he's master at.
Yeah,
Yes.
like his interview with Paul McCartney is a thing of beauty. It's an awesome look into Paul McCartney as a human being. But Chris Hardwick by himself just being like, I'm like, okay.
Too much for you?
It-
Which is
it-
interesting because you're kind of like that.
I know. That's probably why I don't like it. 'cause it reminds me of myself.
Right. Does that you ever experience that? Because that happens to me sometimes. Where hello Wesley, where like I'll like dislike somebody and I'm like, God, I hate that. I hate this person because of this.
And then you look inside
And I
yourself.
really and it's like, oh, that's why I hate him because I hate that about myself. Have you ever do that?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Thanks, Wesley, for
Well-
your contribution. Hey, Tito.
Yeah, I'll tell you who I hate. People who don't answer questions.
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I don't like it when people
Yeah, tell me what you don't like of people.
I don't like it when people say buddy.
You do that a lot.
I don't like buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Why? What's wrong, buddy?
Yeah, like
Hey,
it always comes off a
it's
little
like, what?
needless, insincere as
Yeah,
well.
it's like I'm a kid or something. Like,
Oh,
like,
you,
"Here you
you
go.
don't like
Here,
feeling
buddy."
you don't like feeling patronized.
Yeah.
It does feel
Oh.
patronizing. It doesn't feel like you're connecting with me. It feels like you're doing everything but connecting with me.
Yeah.
I actually like
like
it's kind of like this like backwards thing in my head where I do that sometimes, and I'll even like pat people on the head, but it's not a patronizing thing. I understand that it comes off patronizing, but I like doing it because for some reason I feel like I'm literally connecting with somebody. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm touchy and stuff. You probably
Well, there's a
know
way
that.
of saying it, too.
Yeah, I feel like people can like smell the intention behind
Okay.
something, you know?
Yeah.
Like we've all experienced somebody being like, "Hey buddy, what's up, friend?"
Right,
And you're
right,
like, "Oh, we're not friends."
DJ S. Lambert. Hi, hello. Welcome to Improv Bagel, where we basically just goof off in front of mics. We're all improvisers here, and we may periodically go into an improvised comedy scene. So,
Yeah, like we do a bigger improv feature show right before this one.
Yes.
This is a bit looser, but it's a good old down. It's a
good old time.
Oh, DJ Slambert. Sweet. Are you an actual DJ? Also, if you have a topic that you want to talk about, let us know.
Not veganism. We already
Already
discussed
covered
that.
it.
We got deep.
We
Not
all
veganism.
signed off on the dotted line. We're all in agreement.
We're all
that we're
agreement.
moving
We're
on.
all
Fake meat.
omnivores.
We're on the
Okay.
same page.
Yes.
We're all on the same page. Leather jackets for all.
Yeah, at the end
You
I
suck.
realized a welfare vegan is just a realistic abolitionist vegan.
A welfare vegan is
Was
on
back in
unemployment.
college. Been almost a decade since you've DJ'd. What did you DJ? Did you DJ like
EDM.
metal music or EDM?
Weddings.
Could have DJ'd weddings. I wasn't thinking weddings.
Pocketbell's Canon and D.
I'm gonna drop the bass. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop that. Drop the bass. Drop the
fucking.
Yeah, I yelled that at you, like in your face. Drop
like
the
a scene.
fucking bass.
We're referencing an improv scene from like almost a year ago.
A long time ago. Yeah.
That's a
bullshit,
pretty great moment.
Bullshit top 40. Okay, sounds like fun. Yeah, I had this teacher in.
That's offensive. Bullshit.
Wait, he said it.
I know. It's
Okay.
offensive.
Isn't that you should block them?
I had to,
That goes back to our vegan argument.
Block them. You're not in college. Okay.
drop the bass, Wes. So Scott was there.
remembers
I think
too.
Scott was there. When I was in 4th grade, I had this teacher that looked like Howard Stern, and he had long hair. And every day at the beginning of class, I used to do this too. Also, when I started teaching college, he would put like the top 10. And then he would talk about it at the top of the class, every single
Really?
class. Yeah, I mean, he was a substitute teacher, but we had him all the time.
You would talk about the top 10 music.
He would
Music.
he would do that. Yeah, I did things a little bit differently.
What do you do? Like
I-
the top 10 indie
I
songs?
used to. I don't do this anymore. Now I just like I do more like improvise because I used to like want to like have like a topic, but
Uh-huh.
now that I do improv, like
Yeah.
I like improvise at the top of my
Uh-huh.
my class because
I
I want
want to get a
that is
suggestion.
super- it's just me at the top.
Yeah.
How
You do
about
a one-man show for a
How
bit.
about teacher? Teacher making
Hey,
you think
guys.
Yeah, yeah.
gives you that.
No, I don't ask for suggestions, but I currently I start at the top of my class like, did you guys have a good weekend? Like, what'd you do this weekend? Like, I just found out one of my students got stuck on the top of the Sandias for 8 hours, literally on a ledge for 8 hours with her boyfriend. They were there till 3 a.m. They had to
Really?
get rescued.
Wow.
Yeah, and if I
Like
didn't
a
ask at the
helicopter?
top of the class, I wouldn't have known, you know? So
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy.
And that kind of like, and everybody else in the class knows, so they kind of form like a group mind.
that's exactly,
bond.
yeah, and it usually
work
works
better
at the top of
together.
the class.
So
and
now
I do
they
all, but what I used to do
never to go on hikes with them.
with her at least.
With her, dumbass.
Now, like what I used to do at the top of the class though is I would always like write a band, or like this is something that came out this week. Like, listen to
Yeah.
it if you want. Don't listen if you don't want. And I found out that some of my students actually every single week listen to everything. I
Oh,
give
that's
them.
cool. That's nice.
And so like they listen to things like Glassjaw, Between the Buried and Me, like weird shit.
you
Like,
should have them
yeah.
listen to this new hit artist. I can't remember his name, but it's about a beach ball. Like he's like breaking out. Like you should.
He's
have
getting
a-
big.
He's getting big. I think his name is Beach Boy.
Wait, hold on.
Beach
I'm
Ball
gonna
Boy.
turn up the volume.
Starting to not feel good. Going to the doctor.
I'm gonna turn up the bass.
Doctor says need surgery. Boom, dum, dum, dum. Oh, whoops. I was doing the bass. Got to get back on track. Don't eat a beach ball. Feeling much
gonna turn down the volume.
better.
But I'm turning it up.
Eating
Blasting.
beach ball, tastes so delicious. Tastes like cotton candy. Starting to
I'm rolling down my window.
Going to the doctor. Doctor says need surgery. Blood is full of plastic. Beach
What's up,
ball near
girl?
my heart. Hey,
who's that?
Heart starting to
It's a new
feel
artist.
good.
Oh my
26
god!
hours.
You heard of him?
torturing.
No, my name is Jess. Will you let me in?
Complications.
Yeah,
I
you
really
can
want
come
you
in. Here, hold on, let me
Live on
unlock.
life support. Don't eat the beach ball.
Oh my gosh!
Feeling much better.
This is so hot
Go back
right
to
now.
the
I'm getting
beach,
pretty sweaty right now.
eating a
Oh.
beach
Oh, that's
ball.
okay, let me get
Tastes
that for you.
so delicious.
Thank you.
Tastes
Hey,
like
is that
cotton
hand
candy.
vegan free?
Starting to not feel.
Or omnivore free?
Going to the
Hey,
doc-
who's driving that car? Crash.
That was weird. We haven't done one that weird in a long
Yeah.
time.
Oh my god.
Bass. You know a game I beat the other day was
Game of
Link. Was it Link?
To the past.
No.
Breath of the
No, I wish.
Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, how is it?
It was fun. It was a lot of
I've
fun.
heard such good things about that Zelda.
Yeah, yeah. It was really tough too at the end. I was like, motherfucker.
Oh, fucking dirty.
Yeah. And now I'm trying to finish. You know what I realized? I've never finished Oracle of Time or Ocarina of Time.
It's a good one. It's
yeah.
a classic.
I've never finished it. So
How-
I'm in
how
the
far-
last
how far have you
dungeon. I'm just getting frustrated because it's like I can't figure it out. right now.
How far?
I'm not
did you get
dedicating enough
previously?
time. What's that?
Well, you have to use a walkthrough for that game because it's impossible.
no.
without
Really?
one. Yeah.
DJ
I
said,
think
"Oh,
I
no,
might
name."
have to
What is
because
that
I got
reference to?
this far without really having to, except for the water dungeon. That one I needed because I just wanted to get out of there
Wait,
as
so-
soon
I
as
was in
possible.
seventh grade.
Oh.
When did you like?
I'm 30.
Where did you drop off on playing?
I am
Ocarina
in.
of
I
Time.
believe I'm in the final dungeon.
I know that
Right.
now,
Uh-huh.
but like you said, like I've never beaten it. Like how
Right.
far did you get?
Right there to the final dungeon. That's about it.
That's about it.
No,
I don't know where, yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, like not right now. Like in the past.
In the
like when
past.
you were playing.
Oh, in the past, about that far. I'm kind of re-picking up where I left off. I mean,
Okay,
like,
oh,
I
okay.
stopped there. I don't know what happened to it. Then, like, I got it for
So
the
you haven't,
3DS, and I played up to there, and I'm about to the same spot that I was.
Which,
it's just
is
like
it
I'm
the
not
Shadow
taking part.
Dungeon or the Spirit Dungeon?
I don't know.
The Spirit Temple. Shadow.
I don't
the
know.
Shadow is a fucking exhausting experience.
Did you play Urkel of Time?
Urkel of Time.
I came up with that.
Urkel of Time. Oh,
Me, Dylan.
Meat Dylan. It
Meat
almost sounded like
Dylan.
Meat Dylan, and you know what that means? You're not
Was-
vegan.
If,
Not
if
vegan.
my
You said
first name
meat.
was Meat, I would have to eat meat. I think that's the
That's the
rule. It's called the rule of fives.
Uh-huh.
It comes after the rule of fours.
Ah, what comes after the rule of five?
The rule of
Of
fours. I
fours.
just said that.
Yeah. What
I
comes after
think-
the
I
rule
think
of
you- I
fours?
think-
I got confused.
you
I'm sorry.
didn't mean to
What
say
is-
that.
Yeah.
The rule of
Before.
twos.
Oh.
Wait, I feel like he asked for a
bunch of
a
poop.
name. What?
Yeah, I
that's
don't-
Wes. This is Phil. This
Hey.
is Dylan. I'm Tito.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what he was
Yar.
asking.
I have no idea.
Me neither. I started a new job this week. It's a part-time job, and it's a bit of a humble brag. Not really. I'm a secretary,
Rest in peace, Harris Whittles.
but it's a.
Whittles.
He's the one that created Humble Brag.
Oh, right,
don't know
right,
what
right.
that
Actually,
is.
I had a friend that did his whole PhD thesis on humble brag, which is pretty awesome. He actually used to be my guitarist for the band Color Circuit that is no longer a band. Anyways, I digress.
this.
My
Did he
I start.
Sounds like
PhD?
something you need to rescue.
Yeah, my
in
friend
a
is now a
Zelda
doctor
quest.
and a professor. At
Da-na-na-na, humble
the
brag.
University of Texas Rio Grande. University of Rio Grande, I think it's what it's called. Anyways, his name's Dr. Shortleg. But it's in Italian, so it's what's his last
Dr.
name?
Shortleg.
How do you say that in Italian?
Short the leg.
Oh, Gambacorda. That's his last name.
Gambacorda?
Dr.
Gambacorda.
Short Lego.
Shortlego.
Wait, what? What? How do you spell?
Gambacorda.
Gambacorda? What's that?
Short leg.
Oh.
So we called him Dr. Shortleg. We really wanted to name the band Dr. Shortleg for so long, but he wouldn't let us do it. Anyways, started a new job, and I say humble brag, but it's not really because I'm a secretary, but I have my own office, and it's really weird because I haven't done very much. I mean, I don't know if, hopefully nobody's watching. It's just that, like, it's the first 2 days, and so I haven't done a lot. And, like, my
You just
boss
sit
was
there?
gone the second day. I mean, I filled in the time with what I could, but it was like reaching for stuff to do, if that makes
Oh,
any
yeah.
sense. Yeah, so I'm
It was
just
a
sitting in my
struggle.
office and I'm like, I have like computer and like 2 monitors in front of me, and I'm just like,
Yeah, just watch all of your podcasts.
I wanted to do that. I
Yeah.
wanted to do
Just
that.
start now, and then by the time your boss.
That's what I
gets
used
back-
to do
like,
at the
So here's the thing,
computer
though.
science department.
It's so
hook up a computer, then
Hook
watch
up-
YouTube.
Hook
it's
up
so,
with that computer.
It's so quiet in the office, though, and I am not supposed to be wearing headphones. I mean, nobody told me, but I shouldn't be wearing headphones. I know that.
Good night.
Well, do people walk in and say
They'll
hello?
walk by, like I'm not
Have a
closing
good
my
night,
door.
man. Thanks for joining us.
You know, and like I don't want to have headphones on, so I have speakers and I play like jazz really low. You know. Yeah, but I can't like listen to like on YouTube. I
I
don't
think
know.
eventually it'll just no one will care, and then you'll just turn it up more and more each
Just
day.
fold some origami.
Yeah.
That's culturally
Origami.
insensitive.
Origami.
Wait, so when you fold origami,
Origami.
can you not fold like cranes?
You didn't
'Cause
say it
it's,
right either.
Will you not fold
You
cranes
didn't
or like
say it
frogs?
right. If you say it right, I'll
Ora-
tell you.
Origami.
Nope.
Origami.
Huh?
Origami.
Origami.
Yeah.
Origami.
No.
Hori-
You're adding an H.
Hi.
Origami.
Origami.
You sound like
Origami.
you're chopping a cucumber with a katana.
That's usually how I pronounce words because I butcher them.
Yeah.
Origami. Origami.
Yes, I will fold a swan. God damn
Okay.
it, Phil.
I'm just wondering.
No, you're not wondering.
am
You're
wondering.
absolutely
Here's what he won't do.
being an
He
asshole.
won't take
Won't
that
eat it.
swan and then put it in his mouth and
Yeah,
crunch
yeah,
on it.
Mm.
But just cut the little head off.
Yeah, yeah.
You shook your head at the swan.
I'm not gonna eat you, Swan. You're gonna live to be happy.
Have you ever made origami, Wes?
Yes, I can make a boat. I can make an
Did you have a
boat.
Japanese grandma that taught you?
Yes, I recently got a Japanese grandma that taught me.
She's in
how
my
much
car.
was she?
How many yens?
How
What
long
do you
did it
mean?
take to ship?
She just showed up one day at my door and was like, "I'm your grandma."
Did you see the episode of Black Mirror where she orders a man?
Oh yeah,
God, it's so good.
yeah.
I love that episode.
But yeah, I can make a boat if you want to see me watch. If you have
Sure,
any
go
origami
for it.
paper.
Or just make a square
Karaoke.
out of thin air.
Karaoke. I one time had to make 100
Cranes?
cranes for
What?
a show.
100?
Oh my god, dude, that is like that's not that many. You know about like
It didn't take that long.
They make
but
a
it was
lot more in the fable.
But he had to make
he
them,
had to
like
make 'em.
by
Just
himself.
one man.
By himself.
One man versus 100 cranes.
1 versus 100.
Why didn't you
Wait,
get help?
was it part
It
of
was
a group?
it was part of a project or whatever. I'm taking like a theater class, and it was like you
Oh.
had to do like a certain amount of hours at the theater, volunteering and stuff. And
Dude, that sounds
Oh.
super fun. Just like
I
my
miss doing
job
that.
is to sit here and fold cranes.
That does
It
not
was
sound
fun.
like
I like
fun.
doing it. Oh, I mean, I just love being in the theater. It's fun. Like I loved their booth was so big that
It could hold so many cranes.
you could hold so many
I
cranes.
He was
only
all
asking
I
for
had was
one.
cranes.
I think I know this answer,
I
but
was
I really
inspired.
I think I know this answer, but I'm like, there's a part of me that thinks that's unsure. So
Right.
I'm gonna ask you.
Sure.
If your dad died, no, I'm just kidding.
Mhm.
If
You can ask.
I didn't even know what
How
to ask.
would
I
you-
just
Oh,
made it
okay.
up. Like if you
Improv.
had a choice, like to be like famous for theater or famous for improv, which one would you want to be famous for?
I'd be improv. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like just because of like
I mean, like,
fame
uh-huh.
and like actually getting jobs and things like that, I
In
would
theater?
do theater.
Theater,
Even
yeah.
though like personally, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so
I
you're
wanna
not
be a-
following any sort of dream. It's just you're just
Oh, so
a
you
welfare improviser.
My guess is
Okay,
that
Mark.
my guess is that you wouldn't be you would still be happy if you were famous. In
Yeah, I mean, like if I
theater.
still did anything related to theater, I would still be pretty happy.
But you
But
don't
I
do
mean,
it
like
anymore.
I just really enjoy. I don't have the time too much. Well, I mean, I'm doing it sort of now because quarantine is my way of doing it. So
Yeah, but you're I mean, when you say you have no time, what you mean is
Yeah.
that you're prioritizing your time for improv.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
definitely,
okay.
yeah. So it's improv. Like I don't know. I like the challenge of that better.
Okay.
Than
acting.
Much more. Yeah, I feel like it keeps me. I don't know. It's just funner because it's like you can always be a new character every night, as opposed to like if I was the same character every night, I'm going out as Uncle John every single night.
Yeah, I watched
it
our
can
producer
feel
Vaughn
stale.
recently at a
Yeah.
play, and
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just thinking to myself, I'm like, man,
it
like
can be
having to
depressing
do the same
if you're
face
playing a
every
depressing
time,
character.
Yeah, yeah.
having to
The
sit in
same reaction to the same boring ass joke. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I-
funny because when we did,
All I do is fuck with people a lot.
Oh, do you actually like purposefully like switch things up on them, or
you have to make it
Every
interesting,
night.
right? Yeah,
That
you have
sounds
to
like
like
a-
make it fun for you
It's
again.
like a bad partner.
I mean, I can
I
understand
mean,
that,
I can understand the joy of like
If everybody's on board, though.
If I had
I mean,
somebody
like,
in
you don't wanna,
Shakespeare
like, all
who
of a
was
sudden-
like
yeah.
who was like throwing a little bit of a twist and like, oh great, I gotta react to this while I'm giving my
Yeah,
lines.
I feel like if
breathe some fresh.
I mean, yeah, I don't think
have
he's
to be
gonna like
good
go
enough.
up and be like, the murderer was me, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It's like an improv too. Like
Change the script. But
yeah. There you go.
Don't flip that script.
I love
No.
changing the script, but I get in trouble for it.
See,
when's the
like,
last time you did theater?
Probably at UNIM.
was
Doing
it
a
Siegel?
When was that?
Was it Siegel?
I don't know. 2 years ago.
Was it Siegel?
Stop asking so many
Siegel.
questions.
It was Siegel.
I think so. Yeah.
We didn't see him.
What Siegel?
It's a Chekhov play. I played Medvedenko, and I was supposed to be the funny guy, but our director was so mean.
Are you seriously answer? Put it on speaker
Okay,
is that?
hold on a second.
and put the speaker up to it.
Hello.
Is that the speaker?
Hey, Tito.
Hi.
It's me, Matt Gilbert. I just want to say hi, that's all.
Hi, man. Listen, I am.
Yeah, you've been in my contact list forever, and I felt bad. I just wanted to say at least just hi. Excuse me, hi and goodbye.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
I mean, if you have time to talk, and if you don't,
Oh yeah,
Actually,
have
I am in the
vegan
middle of a
Vegan,
improv show on Twitch. So
My
you're
name
live
is
on the internet.
Tito Damaran.
oh wow, really?
How does it feel? You're a part of the internet.
Feels good.
It feels good.
Goddamn right. And
Is
you had
it
to
some
keep
kind of
kept your
show
clothes
or
on.
something I called into.
Yeah, it's called Burnt Bagel. I'm
We're
color
giving away,
surfing on Twitch.
We're giving away a $4 gift certificate.
Yeah. It's a bunch of improvisers.
To feng
and we-
shui.
We do
Fengshui.com.
improv and make each other
stupid.
laugh, and we don't make any money off of it.
Nope.
And we enjoy ourselves.
Ain't yet.
Yeah.
This is gonna pay my freaking
Too
tuition
cool,
to
a
film school
coincidence. It's
one day.
too cool.
Nope, but
Yeah. Well.
I'm going.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Matt.
A part of me feels like I kind of should.
Thank you
Yeah,
for unknowingly
definitely.
calling in.
That's even better. Well,
We like call him back
thanks
tomorrow.
everybody.
Hi. Bye. Thank you
Bye,
for
say
being a part of
bye.
our show.
All right. Bye, man.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, look, we're getting another caller.
What?
What
is that?
Hello. This is Mr. Chupacabra.
Hey, Mr. Chupacabra!
Hello, Mr. Chupacabra. You called the Love Station, so tell us about your problem.
The copyright just went up.
I just feel like I'm ripping off. Nick
I know. I was
Kroll.
gonna. That's okay. That's okay. Like a plagiarism. Just
I know. Improv plagiarism.
Adrian prop plagiarism.
My wife is
My
dead.
baby.
How did she die recently?
Yes! 5 minutes ago!
Oh, wait, 5 minutes ago? Did you? Are the police at your house? What?
No, no one knows yet.
I feel like is this a problem? I'm talking to my producer now. Is this a problem, or are we?
Just keep it going. We can get some good stuff on this.
Okay,
guy.
all right, I'll do it. All right. So, sir, how did she die? How did she die?
With my hands.
Wait, you killed her.
I choked her to death.
What?
I threw her against the wall.
You threw her against the wall. What, was this a soft wall? Was it a hard wall?
It was a very hard wall.
Okay. Why did you do this?
Because I came home and she was playing my Xbox.
She was playing with your. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Xbox.
Your Xbox, like your video game system.
See.
Oh, you're bilingual.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So did she ruin did she delete one of your saved games or what happened?
No, she was just she was wiping down the dust.
She was wiping the dust from the video game system.
Wiping down the dust.
She was wiping on the dust. And I said, "Do not touch my Xbox. It is my pride and joy." And then I grabbed her by the throat and I threw her, and she died.
Wow. So I feel like that's like there's probably she could have lived. You didn't have to do that.
I did not have to. I am very sad.
So yeah, let's talk about that. So your feelings now. I mean, this is Love Station. So 92.3. Let's play that soundbite. All right.
Point.
92 punto.
Way too long.
So wait, let's play that soundbite one more time.
93 point.
All right. We never finished the soundbite. It's 92.3, but we just
Like
cut it
a
off at
6
92
seconds
point.
to record it. And he wasted
What did you
it.
say? I only heard you say 92 point.
It's 92.3. We couldn't afford the extra second to say the number 3. Anyways, so now that you
Oh, the police are at the door.
wait. Cut to them making the 92.3 song.
All right, man. We only got 6 seconds, okay? And
Okay,
we
I'll just give
got-
it a couple takes.
Okay, make sure you can do it. You know, feel free to perform, but I want to make sure you get those call letters in, okay, buddy?
Me.
All right.
Me.
All right, here we go. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a take here. Ready?
Okay, I'm
And
ready.
record.
La 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 la.
Okay, you hear that beep? That was the end of the tape. So I'm gonna rewind again.
So you want me to do? I'll just do some less laws.
Yeah, just a few less. I mean, like a second. Just like one law,
Yeah.
maybe could happen.
Okay.
All right, here, ready? And
Me.
record.
La 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 la.
Okay, so we got the outtake on that as well. And
I'm sorry, is
I
this-
think
Can we
you
just get
added
to the-
more.
to
Is
the
this-
number?
We
Can
could
we
get
get to the
to
number-
if
name
you
of the
can get to
station?
the number and the station.
Oh yes.
Okay.
93.3.
Yes, 93.3. All right, and recording.
La 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 93
It ended right there, and well, it looks like that's
Was that
it.
good?
Well, that'll do, kid. We're out of memory. We only had like 2 terabytes, and that was it. So we reached storage, and it's gonna be a while. So
Well, thank you so much for
well,
having
yeah,
me.
no problem. We'll
Hey, maybe we can do this again.
yeah, maybe next month when we hopefully have enough money to afford another hard drive. We'll take it again.
just
Thank
give me a
you.
call.
Yeah, we have your number somewhere.
We
I'm
cut to him at speed dating. Hi, my name is Cynthia. I work in accounting, and I enjoy skiing during wintertime. How about you?
I'm a session recorder.
What was that?
Oh, I brought my recorder.
That was the switch. Everybody switch.
Hello, I am Mr. Chupacabra. Hello.
Hi, my name's Julie.
Hello, Julie.
I'm looking for a wife.
I just killed mine.
Oh, Jesus.
Everybody switch. Everybody switch it up.
Yeah, so I like a lot long walks on the beach, and you know, I love Bruce Springsteen. That's one of the things that I enjoy mostly. How about yourself? Go ahead and why don't you tell me about yourself? Get as detailed as
I
you
record vocals.
Beep. Everybody switch it up. Everybody switch it up.
Hi, Julie. It's me, Julie. Maybe I should just date myself.
La 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 la
If I love myself, I can just focus on singing and further my career.
Cut to Julie's music career 20 years later.
Come on, Julie, you still got it in you, girl.
Throw me out on that stage.
All right. I just want you to know that you got a limited time on this one, okay?
Okay, you're gonna
Green
release
Day went long, but
Okay, I'm just gonna go past as the bungee woman and sing the chorus.
and sing the chords. Make sure you get out your name, okay? People need to know your name.
Okay.
All right, ready? And
So I was talking to Dave, and anyways, like I feel like I enjoy hot dogs. You know, like I know that. Wait, what the fuck? What is that?
My name's Julie.
thank you, everybody, for coming out to the Isleta Amphitheater.
Whoa, she goes.
Whoa. Oh my
Everybody,
God.
drive safe and have a good night. Thank you.
Oh, she's coming back.
Julie, goddamn.
Coming around.
We did a scene once on stage where I think Wes did the
God.
same thing. He went. He went back like he was on, like he was doing. Oh my god, that was the best.
Scott says the state of radio is almost as sad as this.
It is actually.
That was a lot of
I
fun.
think he was actually commenting on the scene, not us doing the scene.
Ah.
Yeah, Scott.
Well, yeah, he was talking about
That better
like,
be what you're
man.
commenting on.
love radio and all that crap.
What am I looking? Which camera do I look in?
All of them.
We put one behind you now.
No, it's inside. It's in your brainal cavity.
Brainal.
Cavity.
Yep.
Well, you better be looking, Scott. Better be looking hard at my brain. Look at it hard.
What are you doing?
Me? Yeah. I'm just messing with this.
I feel like I'm snorting
gonna
because
break
Kendra's
it.
not here. And somebody has to.
Yes.
Let's try
what are
and
we doing?
recreate the feng shui scene.
God.
Scott says, yeah, the scene.
The scene.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I don't really care for radio that much anymore. It's like, nah.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the radio in a very long time.
I
At
haven't
least
listened
not
to it.
purposefully.
Yeah.
As soon as I discovered like CDs, I was done with the radio.
As soon as I discovered
tapes,
8 tracks, I was
I
like,
had-
you know what? I'm out. I'm out of
Did
this
you guys like
radio.
record the radio onto a cassette? Did you guys ever
When I
do
was
that?
younger,
I did that
yeah.
a little bit, but I never listened to the radio that much at that point. I just listened to the oldies. But it would annoy me when other people would do it and they wouldn't do it well. Okay?
What do you mean?
Like, look.
So you didn't do it, but you immediately criticized other people doing
Absolutely, because they were doing it wrong.
Of course.
And I will explain to you why I'm right, and you guys will agree with me. You you hear a song, and you hit record, and then it records that song.
Right.
And then, like, when the song is done, you hit stop.
You have to hit stop.
And then, as soon as there's another song coming on, you hit record. And what
Yes.
that means is there's no gap between songs. It's just like, no, 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 and it's just like there's no like flow to the mixtape that you just made.
Tito
you idiot.
always he always made like an interim in between, and it
Yes.
went something like this. La 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 la, and then it would cut to R. Kelly's. R. Kelly's
KOB 92 point.
Scott's going in and out between the deuce and watching you guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I saw where it was going.
I feel like we're competing against shit.
Against shit. I'm sorry. What does that mean?
A deuce.
Oh, the Deuce. I heard about the Deuce. I think it's. Is it HBO, Scott?
Yes, it's HBO. It's James Francois Co.
Francois?
And
James
Maggie Gyllenhaal. He's like a porn dude.
Oh, it's going back into like the 70s. It's actually
Oh.
or 70s, right? Or maybe 60s, if I'm not mistaken. And it's kind of I'm kind of like not happy about it because the HBO just did a show called Vinyl, and it seems very like aesthetically the same. I'm
Maybe
sure
they're
the
just
story's
using the
different,
same set.
but
I heard
Vinyl
that-
was not good.
Yeah, I heard that was.
I didn't
it
like
was
it. Jessica
very-
Jessica liked it.
It was very underwhelming.
It was
is
not
what I
good.
heard.
It's kind of crazy too because like they really tried to go places. Like literally, they had like Elvis is in a scene all of a sudden, and then Paul McCartney, and then
I mean, that's cool. That's a
yeah,
cool
they could have
idea.
done well with it, but just
Actual Elvis?
It's about the early
Yeah,
porn
that's what was
industry
scary.
in,
'cause it was
in
just
Times
like a
Square.
guy with a,
Really?
with a skeleton on a stick.
Oh.
Yeah, they had. Yeah, they stay. No, what's it called? Spit. They put a spit
Some
in
people
Elvis.
believe he's still alive.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
Oh, I have an Elvis story.
Sure.
You saw him? And Elvis.
Where
said
is he?
My
He's still alive.
He's behind Wes's head, inside his brainal cavity.
Elvis.
Come on.
my I went and visited LA a couple of years ago, and my dad was telling me this story, and it went a little something like this.
Bop, 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 bop.
Bow, bow, bow,
Hey, listen,
bow, bow,
son.
bow, bow,
Listen,
bow.
Dylan. When I was young, I had a friend. And his name was Charlie. Charlie the friend, I called him.
Friend,
Because he was my friend.
when do you think I'll get some friends?
This isn't about you.
I'm sorry, Dad.
This is a one-way conversation. Just respond accordingly.
Yes, sir.
I'm Dylan's dad.
I know, sir.
All right.
Was that the entire story?
I'm actually going to tell the story in the scene.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Dad.
What's wrong with your voice there, son?
Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that, sir.
So Charlie,
Uh-huh.
his mom would go missing sometimes. She would leave for a couple days.
Oh, no.
It's distracting. Just don't say anything. Actually,
I'm gonna
Just
put
don't
this
say
bag
anything.
over my head.
Okay. Hopefully that helps me get through this story. So Charlie's mom would go missing, and it turns out it coincided when Elvis would come into town. Elvis would go on tour, and when he would visit LA, his mom would also happen to go missing at the same time. Do you see where this is going, son?
Yes, Dad. I think I do.
Put the bag back on.
I'm part Elvis.
Just shut up and put the bag back on. So, it turns out, I forgot how gruff I am. It turns out, Mrs. Poindexter was going to visit, going to Elvis's shows, and one year apparently Elvis. Try not to blow it out. One year apparently Elvis. Take off that bag. I can't hear you.
Who are you pointing to, Dad?
Just put the bag back on. This is only 2 years ago. I mean, I was like, basically, I looked and sounded like this.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Just making sure.
I wasn't born yet.
Hold on.
Sir, we're towing your car out here. You can finish the story. We're just gonna take your car.
That's fine. Just take it. I
Okay.
need to get through this story. Wait, I gotta turn the radio off. I left the radio on.
La 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 92 point.
a beach ball.
Dad, can I ask you a question?
No. I gotta get
All
through
right.
Mrs. Poindexter met Elvis. Apparently, Elvis took a liking to her. And she was sleeping with Elvis. So every time he came into town, Mrs. Poindexter, I knew this woman. My friend's mom was going and sleeping with Elvis. Oh my God. The thing is, what?
This is a Bible. It's about Jesus. Ow.
Closing the door. I didn't
Great
actually
initiation.
I didn't have to hit you.
My Bible's inside your house. Can you hand it?
No. I grabbed the Bible, I opened the window, and I threw it.
Ow!
Son, we really need to get you an inhaler.
Look, Dad, just with the topic of girls.
Okay. So,
Was that it? Was that the story?
excuse me, who are you? What are you yelling through my window for?
I'm your wife.
Put the bag over it.
Hey, Dad, what will I lose my virginity?
Hey now, get to the story about me. Come on now.
So,
Oh no. Come on now.
his mom. Apparently,
Mom?
Mr. Poindexter eventually found out what was going on. Eventually found out what was going on. And she come home one day,
Is Mom okay?
and Mr. Poindexter said,
Whoa now, Judy. Wake up, Judy. Come on now.
Mr. Poindexter,
Cutting off my wind.
Oh, get over there, baby.
My wind.
Snip, snip, bitch.
Who's this guy?
I'm Elvis. I'm Elvis.
he found out. And she kept doing it anyway, so he would plead her, please stop. Please stop fucking Elvis. Please stop fucking Elvis. So that was my story.
I have a similar request. Dad, can you please fuck Mom more so I can have more brothers and sisters? It's very lonely being the only Dylan here.
Zip.
Oh, right in front of me.
Come on now, Judy. Come on now, wake up. You gotta have a yawn,
Mom
baby.
says she's unconscious.
You're gonna have a baby.
I open the window and I crawl out to
Oh,
her
yeah.
unconscious body.
Sex in the bushes. That's how I used to do it before I got famous.
And scene.
Whoa.
Yes.
There should be Elvis narration over all scenes. He's fucking her in the bush.
Oh no.
He was really more commentating on what was going on. It's like, oh, she got
I
Bagel
couldn't
over
tell
her
if he
head.
was actually there.
It's like, oh, this story's getting good.
It's so much fun. Like, let's just fuck with Dylan. You're the one that made it into a scene. That was so great.
God damn it. It just made me so happy that he came home and had to say, like, stop fucking Elvis.
pretty
Stop
cool.
fucking Elvis. I hope it was happening. Did you guys hate my story?
No, I enjoyed it. That's one of my fun. I think that's one of the funniest things that we've done here.
That
It
is
was
really
just so
funny.
stupid
That
and
was super
goofy.
funny.
Yeah, it was fun.
92 by that. I like the idea of them not finishing the fucking
It
limerick.
just still keeps happening.
It's so stupid.
Couldn't afford it.
That's why I cut off.
Should we call it there? or-
Why not? Sure, that's fine.
Join us next week when we watch The Rooms. We're just literally gonna like have a camera in Jess's room and we're gonna watch her what she does when we're not there to entertain her.
The
Creepy.
Room. How long is The Room? I want to find out the length of this.
I really
movie.
want to watch it again so bad. It's so good.
Budget $6 million.
Wow.
Box office
Have you seen it?
$1,800.
I've seen a lot
Wait,
of it.
box
People
office
like reviews.
$1,000.
Was it really?
$1,000.
jeez.
Wow.
It's
How do you
so-
get $6 million?
They got $6
You'll see
million
why.
dollars.
How where?
How long is it?
Oh, that was the point of me looking this up.
How did you
Wikipedia.
get all that money?
Right
Just
there.
It's the second thing.
An hour and a half. An hour and 39 minutes. Right there.
Oh, that's that's such a nice tight amount of time.
Hour 39.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I kind of really wanted to watch it with you guys, like right now. But like, do you want to save it for like a commentary voiceover thing? We can do that.
We could still do that now, can't we? Or do you not have it on this TV?
I mean,
Oh,
I feel like.
Or wait, you
it's-
can't
it's
play
a-
it, huh?
It's just
I don't
like
know.
classic. It'd be fun to get people together and be like, "Yo, you guys want to like watch The Room together?
You want to do like a whole like room? Yeah,
Like-
kind of
like
like,
a whole
what-
room
yeah.
full of room.
A room full of roomies."
Room full of room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because we were thinking about. Hey, actually, let's
me
before
how
we
many.
sign off,
I don't like a lot of people.
we wanted to. Oh, Scott, if you're still there, I asked this
Who's
question
Scott?
earlier.
Are you watching The Room?
Scott? What does MST 1080p stand for? So
Mystery Science Theater, 80 penises.
So, obviously it's MST3K,
1080p.
but Scott and I came up with a new name for our new show, MST 1080p, and it's just going to be Mystery Science Theater. But we said it's okay because it's not Mystery Science Theater. We changed the name. We changed what the acronym stands for. So, if Scott remembers,
Wait, so you don't even remember what you changed it to?
Mr.
avoid issues?
Soup's
God, this is.
Poodle.
that's why I'm
Yeah,
asking
Mr.
Scott.
Soup's
Jeez.
Poodle.
Mountain
Probably it.
Standard Time.
Oh.
Mountain Standard Time 1080p.
It's
Do
not
we hate
as
it?
good as Mrs.
Yeah, I
Mrs.
do.
Soup's
Okay,
Poodle.
so
I
so
prefer
I'm
Mr.
asking. I was
Soup.
asking genuinely, and if you hate it, that's fine. What name should we have for this show?
Trail of Tears.
Miss-
No,
Mr.
we're not calling it Trail of Tears.
Mrs.
Trail of
what is it,
Tears.
Mrs.
No, you
Mrs.
can't.
Soup's.
Oh, Mrs. Soup's Poodle.
MSP.
Mrs. Soup.
Whoa,
Here's my
MSP?
poodle.
And here's
That's
my
not
soup.
even MST.
I know. We're
Made
avoiding
chicken
all
noodles today.
copyrights.
That's not what you meant to do.
Tomorrow I'm making cream of mushroom.
There we go. We're just like, hey, Mrs. Soup, what's on
Come
the
on
menu?
in, kids.
Oh,
Screen
yay.
doors unlocked.
Can we watch a movie?
Nope, we're just gonna eat soup and look at my poodle like usual.
Okay, cool.
Come on, sit on my couch. I'm gonna make some
There's
sweet
a lot
tea.
of plastic on this.
Yep, I keep it plastic because I don't want you kids touching my real couch.
That's true.
I just want you to touch the plastic.
Mrs. Poodle, your dog
Mrs.
looks
Soup.
pretty- Mrs. Soup. The poodle looks awfully mad and malnourished.
Yeah, that poodle's mean. What? What are you gonna do about it? Huh, what are you gonna do? Get chained to the wall.
Mrs. Soup, when I grow up, I don't want to be a vegan.
Why don't you like sweet tea, poodle? Here's dumping sweet tea on your head. That's terrible.
I love this, Mrs. Poodle. You know what? I don't ever want to be a vegan. Especially not a well-off vegan.
Well-off
A vegan grandma. Whatever.
Am I a vegan? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You're right.
You're right.
I visit my son every second Thursday in the woods.
I could watch this forever. Thank
Mrs.
you.
Soup's Poodle.
I hope you're
Can
not
it be
joking.
Mrs. Soup's
God, it was so
Poodle?
funny. Mrs. Soup, MSP 1080p.
Yeah.
Mrs.
MSP
Soup's
1080p.
Poodle.
Mrs. Soup's Poodle at 1080 at night.
A 10.
Welcome to another
What is the
episode,
show?
Mrs.
Is it
Soup
just commenting
Poodle.
on
It's
On
Mystery Science Theater. That's all it is.
Now, for instance, they actually like write jokes.
Yeah, but ours is riffing. So it's more like riff tracks. But you know what? Riff tracks, they write jokes too. So
Yeah, so it's like
one
not
they
this.
took from the
I don't know.
But you know what I
I just
mean.
want to watch a film.
It's really terrible.
okay, we
towards
could do that
animals.
for the room.
And if we riff,
We could do that for the room, but we are still starting a show regardless. Does that make sense?
No,
It doesn't have to be
I
that.
don't like this at all.
Why not?
I don't like it.
I don't think you're being.
Mrs. Soup's
Well, we
Poodle.
still need to do improv normal bagel.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying to replace. Jesus Christ.
Can we still do burnt bagel if that's okay?
Like so at this
Wait,
point.
wait, we're doing burnt bagel at Podscape. You know that, right?
Yes. No.
Yes.
Wait, this
Yeah,
thing
because
on
it's
Saturday?
looser and more fun.
This
Okay.
thing on Saturday?
Gotcha.
Yeah, Saturday.
Done.
Wait, we're doing burnt bagel
Yeah,
instead of improv bagel.
yeah.
And
Because
we're
it's better.
gonna-
Because it's more fun.
Yeah. And then we're gonna.
But we should
debut
still do
Mrs.
improv
Soup's
like
Poodle.
we did.
Wait,
today.
wait. So
MSP
and then
1080p.
after burnt bagel, that's when we
Soup
do
poodle.
improv.
MSP
Soup
1080p.
Poodle. Poodle. Mrs. Soup.
Halfway through, we do
improv.
improv. Because for the first half, we definitely shouldn't do improv, Tito. But halfway through, we'll do
Then we do
improv.
improv.
So Mrs. Soup's Poodle. I feel like we should. Mrs. Soup's Poodle. And
I feel like it's
really
we
good.
should.
Just put it on now, and we'll do an episode. We'll just like try. We'll try it right now.
Hey, if
Wait,
you
wait, hold
create a
on.
new show for me, then it could be Mrs. Soup's
Mrs.
Poodle.
Soup's
If
Poodle,
you get
okay.
it going, then we can call it that.
What do I need to do? Hey, do you
It's
guys
just
want
a
to do a new
sitcom.
show?
You need to get a
Yeah.
bunch of people in a room. You
Okay.
need to come
Get
up
some
with
could do
soup in a
that.
room.
a soup in a room. You need to create.
Wait, now you're creating my show for me. In Mrs. Soup's Poodle, it's just about
Can
a
we
woman
just do like
who
a
abuses
one
a dog.
stage, a one room sitcom sort of setup where it's just one fixed camera and it's just Mrs. Soup and a kid walks in the screen door and like Tito's a dog in the
Chained to
If
a
that's
wall,
okay with you.
like Oliver and Company.
You're chained to the wall.
Like if they just torture chained.
And then like we just have shitty jokes like go through. It's like Mrs. Soup.
Scott said I could watch this for 5 more
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah. Your
Ooh.
sister says I could watch this forever. And Scott says I could watch this for 5 more minutes.
Awesome.
Before I go crazy.
So when are you doing that thing? I don't know. My main thing is like I would like to watch an MSTK with it, but like if there's a lot of people in the room, I just like it feels like it ruins too much. Like it depends on how many people. Like if there's literally a room full of people trying to like, here's my dick, yeah, or here's
Yeah,
my
like,
joke. I'm just like I'll probably sit that one out,
Yeah,
but I wouldn't
yeah,
want to
that's
watch
when
that
I
with you
check
guys.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I like a nice amount of people so I can have
Yeah,
an
yeah.
experience, but I don't want it to be like, yeah, they said
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
line.
fat titties.
yeah, fat titty, fat titty, fat titty.
So it's better. So you still want to do this, but you
I'll
want
do
to.
it.
You just want it to be
Just as long
us
as
basically.
yeah, if it's like 5, yeah, you know what, Burnt Bagel.
I think the ideal
Which is
is
fine.
3
Like,
to
we
5.
could have
yeah,
a-
yeah,
another
yeah,
show.
like 3 to
5.
Yeah,
How about
3 to
how
5
about-
minutes of
yeah,
the movie.
Or like
We
how
have
about-
6
you-
microphones,
How
so we
about
could
like,
do
5 minutes.
yeah,
movie.
like perfect.
An
I think that
open-
would be good as long as it's not like crazy
How about
amount
an
of people.
open
Like,
invitation to all Hive members?
No,
nah,
fuck the
I don't
Hive.
like that idea. I
Don't
like
watch
any
them
of
Friday night at 10:15.
Yeah.
MST
Motherfuckers.
1080p.
Oh, I need.
You know
wake
what?
up early tomorrow.
We
Fat
should
titties is a
stream
pretty good joke,
the
though.
Hive.
Fat titties. What's that?
We should stream the Hive.
Yeah,
The
we've
show?
talked about
I
that.
wanted to.
The show with the box.
Yeah, is that humanly
No.
possible?
Well,
We've
Phil
talked
and I
about
were
this,
talking about
yeah.
it.
Technologically
Did you
possible?
not ask your group like I asked you to ask?
Oh, do you guys want to?
I'm open to it. I
was
think-
your-
I think like
your
everybody.
idea,
Yeah, I
by the
forgot
way.
to ask everybody, but
It wasn't
yeah.
my idea.
is-
I don't see why they would
we talked
care,
about this
but, yeah.
before. I think if we were talking about this for the B team, even not just not the Hive. But it was just like I feel like we have like I don't know. A foot
If anything, I
before-
would just like send a message and be like, "Does anybody have any?
Sure.
Is anybody opposed to doing something like that? It's
No,
not going to really
not
be
at all. I
released
feel
to
like
anything. I mean, like the most I would want to do is pull clips so we can like maybe go to a fair or not a fair,
Festival.
like a festival or something like that.
Yeah.
For the most part,
That
like,
would be nice to like set up and like record it, and we would have a thing like we could.
well, just not do
make
only
clips.
one performance. It would be good
No,
too
it would
if
be
like, we had
like
multiple
like
blended together.
would you like more work?
Can
Dylan?
that be Mrs. Soup's poodle?
It would really depend on.
Presents
yeah.
the Hive.
Presents the
Yeah,
I mean,
MSP.
how- would that be pretty hard to like put up just one camera?
I feel
and
like
stream it?
streaming would be the hard part, right?
Yeah,
like
streaming
getting
the
a.
But
hard part.
recording would be the easier.
Wait,
part.
hold on. Let's back
Oh,
up for
sorry,
a
yeah.
second.
Hey,
What do
Dylan.
you guys want to do?
We want to.
I would think it'd be really
Because I feel
fun
like
if it was
you guys should
streamed.
get your ducks in a row before you come to me and propose
This is
something.
what I think the
Yeah.
ideal use of this would be: is have a recording so that way we
Our
have some sort of
pubes
record, not for
mashed
people to like watch
together.
it live in the moment. We perhaps we could do that. But the more the thing that I would like is being able to like take clips from it and be like, here's like a package, like guys, come check us out. Bam, here you go, funny stuff, or like festival submission or whatever.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I also like the aspect of streaming it to like just on whatever Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I like that idea as well. I just I like the idea of having some sort of record of it
Yes.
that we can manipulate.
I'll bet.
So you like the idea, but you like your idea more, is what you're saying.
Well,
Middle of the
here,
road. I like all ideas equally.
well,
God damn.
Sizzle reel. There we go. Thank you,
here,
Scott.
here,
Fat titties is a pretty good.
here's a
joke, though.
compromise. You could do both.
Yeah.
I
If it doesn't
don't
stream,
know
fuck
about
it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why
How about
I was like,
just
well,
tomorrow,
it
or not
records-
tomorrow?
I mean, we could do both, but if one was more complex,
Look,
the stream is more.
we'll be
complicated.
able to do both.
Streaming
Either
is
way,
not
yeah.
because who's
I don't know.
editing?
What was that?
Bread
Streaming is not as complicated because the thing with streaming, and one of the reasons I like it, is all the editing
don't
is
need to edit.
done on, like, I don't know if you've been noticing, like Bon has been live editing everything, and so when it's done, we don't need to mess with it anymore.
Okay, I will say this. I mean, it might be more easy in terms of getting the box to sign off on it. I don't know if they. I could understand them not being down.
How
to
about this?
stream
The box is
show.
probably
this
not
is-
going to let you stream the show because then they're worried about ticket sales.
Th-
Look,
that's
I
what I'm
will.
saying, but they would
Let's not get to
more let
that
us
point
record
now
the
because
show.
I feel
Let's
like
ask him right
that's
now.
not even
Doug.
Doug
Yo,
and
Doug.
Kristen
Yo,
at
Doug.
Kristen.
Hey,
Doug.com.
hey, Cassidy.
I don't know.
Here's what I'll I don't know. I don't feel like they would be that opposed to it because I mean like they're pretty free with what we do
I
anyway.
mean, they
but
might-
first I'll just put in my notes like we'll ask the Hive, see if they're down with it, and then we'll take it from there.
What you guys should do is like make up a couple proposals, like, and then order them. Like, okay,
Yeah.
like we'd like to do this ideally.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
If we can't do that, then maybe the next.
Then what's
thing.
our next one?
Yeah, yeah. That would
So
be
it's like to live stream and have the footage saved. If we can't live stream, let's just see if we can have the footage. If we can't do that, if you could take a picture or two of us
yeah.
potentially, that would be
And
good.
then if we do get the okay to do a recording, do we do like set up like 3 cameras?
There's also just
That's getting more complicated.
there's also
That's
it's
all
also
in here.
possible to do live editing, still, even though it's not being shot live. I'm sorry, even though it's not being live streamed, it could still be live edited. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't. There's a lot of ways to do it.
Okay.
Um,
I'll ask them Friday.
Yeah. Would it make sense that you guys ask and then
You know what?
you
Get
come to
back to you
me
guys?
and then ask
Yeah.
and then we go to the box as like a
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, once both, like, if we have the camera people set up and we're all on board, then yeah, then I
yeah.
think
Then
it'll
then
be
you go
easier.
ask. Yeah, you go ask them. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it would be interesting. It'd be kind of cool. You know, it's like actual. We haven't done like stand up improv in a while on Color Circuit.
Your stomach bored?
Is that you?
No, it wasn't me. It was
Would
Hermes.
you guys be opposed?
Hermes.
I want to see some sweet ass caricatures of the Hive.
I'm a little bee and I live in a hive, and my queen is over here.
Oh, also, Bon, you don't have to be back there anymore if you don't want.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'll just join outside.
You could
Should we
leave.
wait? Should we?
It's- it's up to you.
I think
should we
this
sign,
is
should we
petered
wrap it
out.
up? Yeah, I
It's
think
just a smolder now.
it is. It's an ember.
It's an ember.
Let's bring it back up.
Someone needs to blow on it and then put another log on it. if we need
Rekindle
to-
this flame.
Yeah. There's no one putting a log on us embers right now.
Link the fires.
Phil's just completely ignored us for the last 5 minutes.
real quick, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh shit! They're not gonna respond.
they might.
I'll respond right now.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll respond.
Aha! Yeah.
All
Shit. Okay,
all
let's
the
end on a good note.
Bye. Bye.